All righty. Welcome, everybody. Morning. You are alive and well. Good morning. It is, to borrow from Abraham Hicks. It is. It's good to see you. Deanna and I will be teaching, but we want to stall for a few minutes. A few more of you come on because Grace wants to present first. Is that correct, Grace? Did I remember correctly?
Yes, but if the people don't come on, we can wait to the end.
Oh, okay, but no, they don't come on. If they don't,
Yeah.
they'll be all right.
Okay.
I won't care. No way. Yes. Well, Deanna, where you want to start? We have a list, don't we?
Yes, we do. I'd actually just sent you a message asking that same question.
Okay, well, let's figure it out. Yeah, figure it out right now. Did y'all have a good Father's Day weekend?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Oh, and Juneteenth is a national holiday now, apparently. So,
oh, it's a national holiday now?
Yeah, I think Biden did that first year president, or what? I remember it was Trump. I don't know. I don't remember. Either way.
Because yesterday I was like, oh, tomorrow's Juneteenth. And then I was like, oh, it's just a Southern holiday anyway, so not everybody gonna be celebrating.
I didn't know that until I joined the Army. When I joined the Army, and June 19th passed by, and it was like, oh, okay, that's weird. Because I was in Arizona. But nevertheless, yeah, good times. Did you know that Galveston was the birthplace of Juneteenth? Did y'all know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Google it, Grace.
They talked about it on Good Morning America this morning.
Oh, look at that.
About Galveston. They were showing Galveston and that Ashton Villa.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
They were showing that. And so I Googled it and looked all around and read the history this morning. Pretty cool. Yeah, Ashton Villa still exists today.
Yep.
Yeah. There it is. Look at that. There it is. Look at that. Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston and announced the end of slavery, effectively emancipating the remaining enslaved individuals in Texas. Look at that. Okay, Grace, you can stop. Oh, wait. Pull it back up. What did I say? On the right. Observed for 2 years. Oh, I must have been down there. So I don't know what that is. Oh, for 2 years. So I guess it became a holiday in two years ago. Yeah. For y'all, it did. You can start, Grace. It's been a Southern holiday. You crossed that Mason-Dixon line. It's been a Juneteenth is Independence Day for Black people.
Antonio, did you see what I sent you about the International African American Museum? It actually, they were talking about that too. That's actually opening today.
Man, what a wonderful time to be alive.
That's in Charleston.
Yeah, I caught everything you gave me and watched it all too. Yeah, buddy. Susan be on it, y'all. Then I'm looking for a note. There it is. All right. So Deanna, we'll go with I skipped around last time. Let's go with Grace, pick a number randomly, 1 through 25.
16.
How can AI enhance customer engagement and retention for your brand? This is as good as any, ain't it?
Yep.
All right.
That's your topic?
That's it. Drop it. We got topics. We got topics.
How can AI?
Deanna for the copy and pasting in the chat for you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we got topics. Okay. Well, Grace.
Sir?
So rhino leg. Actually, let me talk. That's why I wanted to teach. Anyway. So let's talk about rhino leg. I'll probably start using some test users today. Maybe. Because Deanna keeps convincing me. Maybe. It is, finish it all. Everything has kinks. It's never going to not have kinks. As fine as Adonia is this morning, she still got to brush her teeth because that's an error. And then she still has to blink her eyes, get the stuff out of her eyes. And she got to tell her right knee to move a little bit, Grace, because the weather's changing. And her generation can tell the weather in they joints.
That's it.
So while she is perfectly good running the program, she still has some kinks. Y'all get it. That's how programs work. That's how programs work. That's how programs work. The only one of us don't have kinks is Susan, because she eat them superfoods all day long. She's an alkaline machine. She just walks around alkaline. That's what she do. But I want to show you. Yes.
I just want to let everybody know, if y'all was on the call where we broke down how to do your meal plan and all that and workout plan, using artificial intelligence for your health, it works. I lost 2 pounds. Okay.
Woo!
Good for you.
I lost 2 pounds. It works. So
Yeah.
y'all not doing it.
It does. It does work. I lost 2 pounds as well. Yeah.
Which is the proper amount of weight loss per week.
Yes, it is.
If you want to do a healthy weight loss. Can you do more? Of course you can. And we've seen boxers cut 13 pounds in a day, but of course they're pushing their bodies to the brink and other things like that. So, we don't need to put a plastic bag over you, Renee, and do what the boxers do to cut weight. We don't need to do that. So cool. Well, I do want to tell you about running a leg real quick, but not the actual program itself. I played the motivation video for a reason. And from there, remember back in November, I did a challenge to all of us. If you build one thing, change the world. Right? Like they say, it's impossible for it to be done. But if it could be done, it would fundamentally change your industry, your world, your et cetera. Everybody remember that? Well, most or all of you didn't do it. Don't worry. It's not a beat up session. I do want to highlight why you did not do it, though. Is that okay? All right. Because for most of you, doing one thing for an extended period of time is near impossible. Do I need to do that?
Facts.
It's near impossible. It's near impossible. It's near impossible because of a lot of reasons. There's a myriad of reasons. I'll give you the ones that I've noticed in this section here, this us. So you have victim, and you're not gonna like the victim one, but I'll be as nice as can. It just means I should have been there already. Not that you're saying you're a victim. You say it in different ways. You got these subtle ways to do it. My blank, my career should already taken off, or I should already be where I should be. Or Grace hurt my feelings. That last one's not true, but you get the point. Something outside of you caused you not to do it. Deanna said I should already have this business up and running. I should already have this business up and running. One of the most powerful ones I see is the fact that your employer gets more of your attention than you. And that's a hard one to navigate, right? It's a hard one to navigate. How does Grace say, well, I'm gonna take back my own life, forget you, but also get her paycheck that's taking care of her rent and mortgage and stuff? I mean, you can't go to your employer and be like, well, Antonio said, put myself first. you probably can't do that. Maybe if you're Adonia, because Adonia is actually a CEO. She's the, she is.
I do it every now and then.
Every now and then. So I do want you, before Deanna goes, I do want you all to stay focused on one task. One task. Now, if you got multiple things, like Melissa, put it in one task, like put it in one company called Trient, and then work on Trient. See, does that make sense to you? Trient is like 80 different companies in one. If you're going to do that, then put it in one thing and then work on that one thing. That one thing. See, though you say this is so difficult for me. It is very difficult. And then you're going to say, not for me, but we did an open challenge together and taught about it for a long time, Grace, until April, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, until April 1st will be our start date. Yet even Grace, the one who needs instructions, gets instructions, and only do those instructions, couldn't do it because staying focused is a very difficult thing. Now, how can you stay focused when you got two eyes? Seeing stuff, and then you got the psychological thing going on. And I'm gonna tell you what's hard about staying focused. Well, let me get out of y'all. I'm gonna tell you what was. So rhino leg. I stay focused, still focused. I haven't done anything else. Not even promote my books, not doing anything else. Because what was nagging me about that, Renee, this is the thoughts that happen in my head that I have to squash daily. Well, you said you was going to do this over here. You need to do it. Uh-oh. I said I was going to fix Jay breakfast. Well, you know what? Jay needs cereal this morning. How about that? Yeah, I don't want to. Okay, see, there I go.
I feel you.
There I go.
Yeah.
See, there I go.
Antonio,
You dipping
Yes, ma'am.
again, Antonio.
I'm just saying.
I ain't asked you to use me. I'm messing with you. You're all right.
Yes, ma'am, Susan.
I hear you. I can really do that. I don't know why. Probably because I don't want to deal with thinking about it and, it going longer and longer and longer, because then I'm thinking about it all the time. I want to get it done so I can take a deep breath and relax some and then go on to the next thing. I mean, for the last months here, been working 7 days a week on everything that we're doing, and worked all weekend. Up at 4:30 a day, been working all the way up to the call. And that's how you get it done.
That's how you get it done. That's how you get it done.
And that's what I did to help build our business. And that's what I'm
you
doing
didn't.
now to build again.
That's, y'all hear? Susan, what's the key to success? Do it over and over again until it comes out as a success. That's it. It really is that simple.
Yeah. Let me ask a question for somebody who is just the opposite of the beautiful Susan.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's challenging. I mean, I know better.
Still,
I know better, but I still have a problem.
Yep.
And chat's probably part of my problem, because when you do or ask a question, the rabbit hole opens, because from that question comes other suggestions. You think, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Then think about it. So you go off to the right and you go to the I didn't think about part, and you go on to a whole nother, though they're connected, it's still a whole nother, phase of what you're doing. Then you read a book. I'm on lots of webinars because I don't get out the office very often to get some of my certifications done. So I'm sitting at a desk, and something else comes up, or read an article, because I get many periodicals about different subjects when it comes to people in HR and blah, blah, blah. So the rabbit hole continues to open. I forget where I was 2 or 3 days later, when I got off track, and then I got to remember where I got let off. So that takes some time to get caught back up. And then you get going again, and then you lose focus again. I know I do it. I know it's not the best thing to do, but I'm also a person, if I don't jump on something when it's in my head, it will go away.
Okay.
Because there's a lot in my head. How do you do that? I mean, what do you do with that?
Yeah. So that last part, the best answer I have for you, Mel Robbins wrote a whole book on it, started a movement called the 5-second rule. Y'all familiar with that book? It's a great book.
And it is a good book.
It is a great book. It is the greatest thing. She was already big. She was like a CNN analyst or something, but then now she's just like got her own Brene Brown, except for Mel Robbins will cut you out though. Her and Brene Brown could be two totally different people.
Works for, Tony, that works for me when I don't want to do something. You say, I don't feel like it. You do that counting to 5, snap yourself out of it to move. That works for me. But when it's a project or something that requires my focus, I have to, well, I don't have to. My propensity is to jump on it at the moment, because that thought will be lost. And my fear of having that thought lost is greater than being distracted. But I do know coming back to the project I left is difficult, because then I thought, okay, where was I going with this?
Yeah, fair enough.
So it's weird. It's a battle.
No, I get it. I get it. So I'll tell y'all what I do, man. And I just tell you what I do. And I think that will help. Is that okay? I'll tell you what I do. So Adonia is asking, I hear you. It makes sense. I get it, Antonio. I know it's right. I still don't do it, but I know it's right. And how many of us know we all do that? And Grace, I'm gonna lose weight. And the rest of her goes, no, we're not. See them donuts over there? You know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So I know I'm supposed to, and blah, 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 but I have no intentions to. And I'm not being ugly about it. I just, for whatever reason, knowing what to do and doing what to do don't jive with me on this particular subject. This is what Adonia is saying. Is that okay? Because those really are 2 parts of the brain: knowing what to do and doing what to do. Those are not the same parts of the brain. They're not even close to the same parts of the brain. Okay. So what I do is, part of this I got from Grace. The other part I just do, and I'll show you. Grace bought us journals one day from a big podcast now. I can't remember what it was. And in the journal, you did 4 major tasks. There it is right there. Yeah. Okay, Deanna's got it right there. The master journal. Inside that master journal, you got to have a strong morning routine. And then yes, she's showing you right now. Take your mic, or talk so you can dominate the screen.
Okay, here is the cover. I thought I had, here's the cover. Here is the morning routine. And then I'm showing y'all a blank page.
Yeah, and each one of those
black
boxes is a 4 major task. And
then you score yourself at the end of it, and then you set up for tomorrow.
That's it. That's how that journal teaches you how to organize your day. Just have a good morning routine, which Adonia has a good morning routine, or at least a morning routine. Now you just set yourself on 4 major tasks. Major tasks, not 4 things you want to get done. Listen, not 4 things you want to get done. 4 tasks that if you accomplish these things, then they will get done. Like they will change your life. You understand? Or at least change your month or your week or whatever you're trying to do. And maybe that thing is write 12 blogs for Medium. That's a major task. You get it? And if you don't do it that day, you put it back on another day. But as you keep putting major tasks on day after day, you start to realize you ain't doing nothing major in your life. You get it? I got that from Grace because she brought us that, and I never forgot that. I thought that was brilliant. That doesn't really answer Adonia's question. It answers Adonia's after question, though. See, Adonia's asking, more of. But when I get to this idea and I know it's good, I need to jump on it. So that doesn't answer that question. Although when she does decide to jump on it, it does answer how she's going to get it accomplished the next day or that same day. So it does do that. For Adonia's full question, this is what I do, because I do the same thing, Adonia. This is stuff you ain't even supposed to see. So this is a note. As you can see, I actually updated it. Well, I updated today, a few minutes ago when I opened it, but I updated it yesterday too. This is called my to-do list. Nobody has this. Nobody has access to it. Just me, just Antonio. Something that I made myself, a quote that I said about myself, then I put on like Assembly of Wonders, and I just really liked because it makes sense. It reads, the biggest mistake people make is that they think success should be easy. Well, it doesn't matter. It's not relevant for this question right now. 3 things that I want to do. And then these are things, Adonia, that I say 100%. I must do these things at all time. They're just reminders for me, no matter how much I get off track, where I'm taking what is called ATS, the 3 questions I'm asking myself, blah, blah, blah. Trademark, mix it, some bunch of links and stuff. And then right here, this joint says, start right here. All right. And the last thing is become an idea. That's for me personally. And it says, start here. And here's what I do. I have this entire list, Adonia, of what you just said. Ooh, this just popped up in my head. Did I see it? Look. Hold on. No, because this is what Adonia's talking about. Start right here. And then scroll. Yep. All that sudden Adonia ideas. Ooh. Do this. Ooh. Y'all see it? And I want to jump on it right now. Here's the deal. Adonia, I know I'm not supposed to jump on it right now. I know what I'm supposed to do is write it down real quick. And right here, it says by 10 ATMs, I hadn't even talked to Deanna about this, and put them in high traffic areas. 10 ATMs, put them in high traffic areas. Why? Because I just want $1,500 a month passively coming in for things I don't have to work for. Anyway, so what I do is I write them down, and then I say, okay, does this fit in my 4 major tasks that I have for myself today? And 99% of the time it goes, no. But is this important to me? Yes. So then what I do is for the next day or the next moment, or I adjust one of those 4 major tasks and I work in that brilliant idea I need to move on now inside the 4 major tasks. Okay, Deanna, put your thing back on the screen real quick. Hopefully I'm not confusing you or being too boring. Now open it up to the 4 major things and then start talking on the mic.
That's already helpful for me. Just what you just said. That there is really good.
Yeah, thank you. Can y'all see? You talk,
right. Here they are. Here's number. Excuse me. I had to move my whole desk. Okay, here we go. So here is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and then what you do is your session success. You score yourself based on your productivity score from 1 to 10. And this is the one I like. Your discipline score.
That's it. Now, what I'm saying is, Grace, I get these hot fire ideas, just like Adonia. How many ideas you get, Antonio? Well, look, Grace, scroll. Even look, somewhere on here, there's even a message from Adonia. Let me see. Hold on. Let me stop my screen to make sure I can put that out there for y'all. It's even a message from Adonia. Yep, right here. Adonia said this long time ago. Watch it, y'all. Watch it. So if you look at this here, here's my scroll. And I have this start here. Scroll. And right here it says, I just copied and pasted from chat. From Zoom chat. Where is that? Grace, we looking for from Adonia. I just saw it. Right here. See it? It's real small. It says from Adonia. Read it, Grace.
You need to have a board game party that's like a bingo hall and open them all over the world.
And then she said, put this.
This should also be a course in business school.
And then she put this.
I'm signing up as your agent.
I have no idea. I don't remember this conversation. I just know I was like, you know what, Adonia was right though. And I wrote it down. Sure did. And then Grace, this is, you can tell this is Zoom chat. Look, this is Zoom. This is clearly Zoom. We got times on it. Grace, what did it say?
Stock market crashes, you lose all $1.5 million investment. Make drugs and alcohol a part of 0.10. Put something for the golden sneakers in 0.10 and put bill collectors in 0.10.
All right. So when Adonia said you need to make a board game, have a board game party, I was talking about, I was bringing up the idea of 0.01 one day, and then she developed it even more. It was a hot idea. But could I do that hot idea right then and there? No. So what did I do, Grace? On my 4 major tasks, when it was time to do 0.01, I put it in there. Yeah, I know it don't.
Something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with your brain, but that was also brilliant. I get ideas from other people. Why don't I take those ideas and put them in a sheet like yours so I can go, okay, I can hang up now because I got what I need today.
There you go. There you go. I got like this info, and it was in the Zoom private message. I was like, yeah, let me copy and paste that because that's good. That's good. And it's on there. And what I do, Grace, I said, man, I can't do it today. I want to do it today, but I can't do it today. So I wait, Melissa, till it's part of my 4 major tasks. And I go back in there and I put it in there. The reason I start doing that is because I start to realize that I made fun of myself in front of Shannon and Tempest and Deanna and Grace. And they was like, oh my God, us too. And we never forgot. It's just like 2013, 14. And I told them, yeah, I'll be scratching stuff off my to-do list just to say I did it. I'll find the thing I don't need to do at all in my life. I just wrote it down. But since I want to feel like I accomplished something, it'll be like, take out the trash. Now, that is not important. But you convince yourself, no, taking out the trash is very important, Antonio. It's very important. Taking out the trash is very important. But since I haven't accomplished nothing all day, you guess what I go do? I go pick everything on my to-do list that could be accomplished real quick and do that. In a whole month, I do that, end up nowhere. You know what I'm talking about?
If you don't get out of my damn house.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just fleeting energy that I need to make myself feel better for being a loser. See, subconsciously, I know that I'm being a loser. No, it's the truth. You don't want to say it that way, but subconsciously, we all know that we are performing less than our capabilities. We know it. We know we're not following our dreams. And when we don't follow our dreams, the little Adonia goes, girl, cross something off that list. Go to that list so you can feel better. Go to that list, Grace, so you can feel better. Don't worry about feeling like a loser. That's how traumatized us. Just do this.
Okay, you can stop now.
Okay, all right now.
My God.
Okay. So
Really?
Really? You get it. That's what we do. That's what
My
we do.
little loser right now is saying, oh, snap, he calling me out.
Yes.
But at least I had check marks. So there. At least I
exactly.
Come on, Miss Adonia. At least I checked it off.
At least I had check
got to
marks,
cross
though.
a couple things off.
Yeah, look what I did today. All right. Y'all know about that one right there. But look what I did. That's the famous. That's the famous.
TV.
Yeah, my God. Right. No.
Well, I'll tell you what, this real talk right here, this real talk. Not that none of my other talks ain't been real, all of them real. But this hit really, really hard today. Y'all have just helped me do something that I could not figure out how to do. And watching y'all do what y'all was doing, that's what
Deanna, you, and Adonia, putting that together in my mind helped me to be able to put it together. And I know I can't do it now because work, but yeah, when I'm able to, I'm not gonna forget. That's real talk. Thank you, thank you,
You
thank
know,
you.
you're
thank
very
you,
welcome.
thank you.
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up, what you just said, that I know I can't do it now because I'm at work. That's exactly what Adonia is bringing up. I got, maybe not because I'm at work, but I'm sure that's got something to do with it. Like, man, I got this great idea. I need to do it now. Okay, so then right now, our best answer is write it down real quick. And then the only way that what I do works is because I have a strong morning routine. And then I create 4 major tasks. To be honest with you, none of us are getting anything done without a morning routine. I'm gonna explain one more thing, and then Deanna, let's actually switch the subject. Let's go using AI, not to procrastinate. Let's do that. Let's stay in this energy, not to procrastinate. Okay, go ahead, Deanna. You supposed to say something.
You just said something and I forgot. It was right before you said, I'm gonna say this and then change the subject. It was right before you said that.
None of us can get
A
anything done.
strong morning routine.
Oh, yes. Okay. When I do my strong morning routine, I am set for the day. But when I wake up 30 to 15 minutes before it's time to hop on the call, I'm completely jacked for the day. I feel like I've lost time now.
Okay,
So
that's
that
actually what I was for this playing. Go, keep going.
Yeah, that strong morning routine really does get your day going. Like, y'all know, Antonio used to call me out all the time about multitasking. Well, I was multitasking because I woke up at 7:30, and I woke up at 7:30, and for those 30 minutes, I'm getting ready, like the physical, the personal hygiene and putting on the clothes for those 30 minutes. But when I wake up earlier, I already got that done. So instead of me multitasking during the class, I do all that before the morning call starts. So now I am fully invested in the morning call instead of multitasking, trying to get stuff done during the morning call so I can get other stuff done after the morning call. Because I know what my schedule is going to be, because part of my morning routine is checking the calendar first thing. But when I check the calendar at 7:58 and I see all the stuff I have to do, then my brain instantly goes to, well, now I'm mad for the day because I lost time, or because I don't have time to finish everything. No, if I would have waken up early enough and did my routine and check my calendar in advance, I'm mentally prepared for what's coming today, so I can prepare before the meeting instead of preparing during the meeting. So that morning routine thing is real. But then, as Antonio said before, it's the battle of, I know what to do, but do I want to do it? Do I want to wake up every morning at 4 a.m.? I can't get up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.
It's why I told you. It's why I told you get 4 a.m. out your head, though. That's
Yeah,
so
you did.
Keep going.
And
You're
I
gonna let
did.
me talk.
So
But she moved it to 5 a.m. But then she moves to 5 a.m. Then she wakes
but
up.
then I'll get up till 6.
But that's because she was looking for my permission, or she was looking for me to motivate her to go, okay, well, let's do this. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because now I'm violating her free will. You understand? So I'm gonna need y'all to get that it doesn't have to be a certain time in the morning. If you could do that, I can free you. But keep going, down. Keep going.
Oh no, that's it. Like, whether you wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., have some type of routine. Because I'm a weird person. I love freedom of time. I hate structure, but need a routine. So if I have any type of routine within my willy-nilly time, I'm good. But if I don't have a routine, I'm screwed. I'm weird. I'm weird. I don't like structure, but I like routines. It's strange.
It's not
So that-
strange. It's part of it is your gift and how you were born. The other part is your ego, your auto suggestion.
Oh, okay.
You are. See, y'all have to remember.
Thank you.
So when you become like, so if I become an alpha male, or if I say I'm an alpha male, I'm also bringing on the definition of that I did not create. So I'm bringing on everybody else's definition of that. Is that okay so far? Some of that doesn't work out for me. Some of it does. If I say I'm a feminist, then I'm bringing on the definition of that, and all of that don't fit on me. So as a feminist, you cannot like control, or what's the word you said? Structure. But you can like routine, because routine you set yourself. So but this isn't all the problem. This is half the problem. I said half of this is how you were born. The other half is your ego. So when you say I'm a feminist, you're literally bringing on the ego of someone else that you didn't put in yourself. When I say I'm an alpha, I'm bringing on the ego of someone else. A whole school of thought is what we call it, that I didn't put myself. So while I relate to this box that I'm putting myself in, even though I don't like to be in a box, doesn't mean that that box is actually working out for me. Of course, you, Deanna, a feminist, it's hard to be a feminist and a wife. It's nearly impossible. It's hard to be an alpha male and a husband. It's nearly impossible. Unless your idea of an alpha male is to have dominion over your wife, and then you find a wife that allows you to have dominion over her. Like you get it, like you can't even structure a proper relationship unless you find someone vibrating at whatever the opposite of that relationship is, the oppression of that box you put yourself in. So if you're a feminist, you have to have a soft man that's going to let you get away with half of that, or a man like me that's going to ignore the hell out of you. It's one or the other, because you put yourself in that box. If you're an alpha male, you're going to crave some empathetic soft person that, I don't know, dress conservatively, the damn church clothes all damn day, collar be way up here, floral patterns and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. And blah, blah, blah. So careful how you relate to other people's school of thoughts, and own that. Because once you do that, it's not just your ego no more, Adonia. It's the whole ego of that school of thought. And we don't realize we're doing that. We don't realize we're doing that. Don't worry about it. I'm going to spit some science in a second. So we'll be okay. I'll spit some science in a second. Keep going down.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay, good. So I'm going to explain to you brainwaves for a moment. There's 5. There is gamma. I'll write these down. If you actually don't write nothing down. Hold on. If you want to understand how to win most of the time, if you want to understand how to get out your own way, then you should pay attention here, or write down if that's your style, and allow this to be part of your life for the rest of your life. If you don't, by all means, do what you do. Now, Grace, there are a couple of waves here. There's 5 of them. There's gamma, beta, alpha, theta, delta. Easy. Gamma, beta, alpha, theta, delta. How do we know this? EKG machines. Is that okay? Is that okay? Right. Okay. So I'm not making this up. All right. See, I'm a free thinker. I'm actually a Sigma male, but I'm a free thinker. But free thinking comes with other people's egos, huh? You know what free thinking does? If I'm not careful, free thinking says whatever don't you say, let me hear it skeptically real quick, and I'll decide for myself when I'm ready to. See how you put on that ego of other people? Because if I'm a free thinker, anything that don't you say ain't my thoughts, so I can accept them. I start saying stupid stuff like, well, I don't see it that way. Yeah. Is it? Okay, just want to make sure. Yeah, just I don't see it that way, don't you? That's not what I see. So nothing becomes objective, which is true, because I need everything to be subjective so I can freely think, so I can feel good. So you gotta be careful how you put these egos in this thing. I want to focus on a few. So if you're trying to figure out the brain waves, just know like your delta would be like if you was just to sit there and do nothing. I would say, let's think of this as quiet subconscious. Okay, if you were to sit there and do nothing, just absolutely nothing, and at the lowest, there's this frequency that'll be happening. That's like the quiet you, the subconscious you. You know, when Tony Robbins says awaken the giant within, he's really writing a whole book to your delta waves. All right, just so we're clear. Okay. I'm throwing it out the window. We don't need that for this conversation. Then you have gamma, which is what Adonia is saying I need to take control of. Gamma waves are the most intense. So when something is intense, it means it moves quickly and it moves fastly in a concentrated time. So if the weather is hot, it means the molecules are moving quickly and fastly in a concentrated area in the air. So your gamma waves are when you're in intense thought. That means, so how do you work on something so hard and you say, I need a break? Now, Deanna, give them hold on, make sure I got everybody. For those of you with your cameras off, have you also, you don't have to like put your camera on, but yes, are you included in the conversation too, where you say, I need a break? Are you just making sure?
I need to know the difference between quickly and fastly.
Fair enough. There's no difference. There's no difference. I was using quickly as in side to side and fast as in straight up and down. There's no difference. So you have your brain break, right? I mean, that's what I say. I always tell you I need a brain break. That's because what you're focusing on, Grace, so strongly is moving so intensely that your brain is literally doing gymnastics. You're using that gamma rays and your brain needs to pause and let other waves take over. Got me? That's why you need a break. All of us have worked so hard to where we went, my brain hurt. I need a drink. I need to play the video game. I need to go outside in the sun or whatever, you know, however you cope with your coping. You know, if this was the 70s, I need some cocaine if this was the 70s, right? Something like that. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Susan.
No, I don't need any cocaine. But, you know, I have found that to be so true. Yeah. You know, the longest I sit would be on these calls because normally about every hour I'll get up and do something, go get a glass of water. If I need a really, you know, 10 or 15 minute break, I'll take the dog outside and walk around and stretch and do all that kind of stuff. But you really should get up and, you know, get the blood flowing because you'll be more creative if you just move around a little bit. Just walk around the house a little bit, do a few jumping jacks, and get back to what you're doing, and it gives you more energy. Otherwise, you just keep, I gotta finish this, I gotta finish it, and you get more and more and more drained, and then you don't get anything. You start being sloppy.
Yep.
And then when you do get up, you're cranky, and whoever's in the way is going to get it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's actually true.
So I have found that to really work for me. And it's hard when you're working at a business to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But Adonia, when you get home and start having your own routine, you'll see a big difference in yourself, because you are disciplined and have that motivation. It's just that you're working for someone else, and there's a whole added stress there when you're working for a company. And but when you're an entrepreneur, you really do need to do these things. Otherwise, you can either work way too much or not enough at all.
Yep.
I got to watch that next episode on whatever,
Mhm.
and you can get distracted with that. So but a good morning routine, you get energized. Even if you don't work out, just, in the morning, just do something to get the blood flowing, because it's very important. Your body has to move. I mean, we were made to be upright. Our bodies were made to be upright, not sit all day. But the way the world is now, we have to sit a lot. Just get up frequently, and you'll feel a lot better, and drink a lot of water.
That's right. That's a good point. So, Deanna, what I want you to do is, I'm going to do science. You're going to be relatable. Okay. For the rest of the call, you're going to say, "Oh my God, I do this all the time," and tell us funny stories and give anecdotes and be empathetic. You're going to do what I can't do, and then I'm going to do the other side. And I forgot. Deanna reminded me. If you want your giving blessings, it's our time to donate to the prisons again. $5, $2, $20, or whatever. Send it to Deanna's Cash App for me, so I can keep concentrating, so I don't have to see my stuff go off. Yes, I don't have to see my stuff go off. $5, $20, $1,000, whatever. And yeah. So there you go. Okay, let me give, because there's one thing I want to talk about, and I want to talk about your subconscious, and I want to talk about, I want to fix you forever. But if you don't understand what it means to be conscious, then I have to do all this, and you don't understand what it means to be conscious. So just give me a moment, and I'll do this very conversationally. So, Grace, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of brainwaves. It's incredibly complex, constantly active. It generates sort of a symphony of electronic pulses. These electrical activities, they refer to our brains, our brainwaves. Everything I've been telling first, our brainwaves. There's 5 main categories. I've already listed them for you. What's quite interesting, Grace, is when you're awake, or when you're falling asleep, or when you're exercising, there's all sorts of stuff happening. And as much as you think that you're on autopilot, that's actually a particular brainwave taking over. As Susan said, but she's 100%, 1,000% correctly, if there's too much of a certain brainwave, especially theta, then what happens is you end up feeling sluggish. If there's too much of gamma, the side effect of that is, don't bother me, leave me alone. I was talking to y'all when I said that. Okay, don't bother me. But it's why Adonia needs a bubble bath after work, because she's consistently in intense gamma thinking. It's starting to make sense now. And why she is consistently in gamma thinking, which is the most intense, because Antonio goes to the office. "Oh my God, I made a mistake. Adonia, I need you to fix my problem. And she's relaxed. And she goes, okay, what's the problem? I say, I just sexually harassed the new coworker. And now all of a sudden, bam.
How you know? Now how you know? That's just really how.
Because I know
How you
men
know?
in
That's
construction.
every other day. It's not harassed. I cussed so and so out. I called somebody stupid. I told them to go home because they messed up. Yeah, all of those things actually, unfortunately, do happen.
All of that, and now she has this problem to lock in on. And if she doesn't save this, there's a potential lawsuit. So Adonia now intensely fixes this problem. So intensely for them, so it never becomes a problem for her on the back end with a bunch of HR paperwork. Yeah, follow me so far? So in order to save herself, she goes out and she saves others because her brain is operating front end, back end. Let me kill this at the start so it doesn't have to be this 7-month problem I'm dealing with back here. You following that? We all partition our problems the same way Adonia is doing. So when Adonia, when Adonia's chocolate husband, when she come home, he say, baby, let me rub your feet. He needs to put her in a different brain state. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because when she got into the car and did her hour commute, she's already decompressing from gamma to another sets of dominant waves that she's going to be doing. The last thing she wants to do is when she gets home is argue and go back to gamma. How many of you know when you finish your workout, you don't want to do another one?
Yes.
You understand? Or when you finish that argument, you don't want to do another one. All right, you get the point. Her brain is in a different particular, a different state. All right, all that out the way. I need to explain to you what is conscious and then pass it over to Deanna. Oh, remember, D. Mitchell 0311. It's where the prisoners are getting, and we'll send you a report too. We will send you a report. She's gonna do it in real time so I can concentrate. Grace, this is where y'all listen. I said all that to say this here, Chef J. Chef J is like, well, I just want to be better. Listen. I just need to be more conscious. If you have said anything in the last 30 years about how you need to get better, more intense, more conscious, do this better, become a better person, react better. If you said anything like that, Jerome, anything, you're saying one thing. I need to be aware or conscious of my problem or my whatever. Is everybody okay with this? Let me know if there's a disagreement anywhere. It's perfectly okay if there's a disagreement. This is thematic talk to where we all can agree we have blood. You get it? This is why keynotes are so important, speaking themes. I have a dream. Yes, because all of us, Black, white, Jew, or Gentile, had a dream or have a dream. That's why Dr. Martin Luther King did that, which, by the way, it was actually spurred a moment. But anyway, it wasn't written down. Everybody understand? Cool. All right. So we can agree that Chef J has said, man, I need to cook this fish thing better next time. Everybody okay with that? Cool. So we're going to call that consciousness. Now, pay very close attention because I've done this a couple of times, not with y'all, but every time I've done this, somebody's wrote a book about it, or at least attempted to. Adonia, how can you be conscious if there's no programming? Conscious of what? No. Everybody pay attention. I'm going to change your life. Conscious of what? How can you be conscious of something if nothing exists? What are you conscious of? Think about this. You want to be more conscious, but you're also saying, I want to be more conscious of my programming. You don't realize you're saying that, but your brain does. This is why Adonia's never going to change until Adonia changes her programming. Bob Proctor called it a paradigm shift. It doesn't matter. This is why changing your subconscious is that programming. So listen to me well. When you get sad or happy or when you get intense and your gamma waves or whatever waves you want to stay in, right now, I know there's people listening to me disagreeing with what I'm saying. That's because your programming is making you disagree, because we're just talking science. Listen to me very well. None of you can ever be conscious without programming, because consciousness strongly insinuates it's on top of some programming. Let me prove it to you. This is why science says whatever you learn before 8, you become. Because as a child, you're not operating in gamma for the most part. You know when a child is operating in gamma? When you see that child, they're playing with that toy, you'd be like, Christopher. And he can't hear you. And he just, bam. He's so intense on this one thing. Allow me to explain. Children's brains are operating at genius level. Y'all lose this as adults. There's something called beta waves. They're slower than gamma, but they still move quite fast. Specifically, 12 to 38 megahertz. Hertz. They're workhorse waves. They're moving when you're waking, and they are your active mind, whether it's solving a crossword puzzle, engaging in a lively debate, strategizing in a game. Beta waves are always hard at work. Listen to me well. And as a child, your most dominant brain waves are beta. You know why? Because you don't understand a damn thing that's going on. You don't understand English or whatever country you're in that language. You don't understand, mommy, what color is this? That's Susan's child in beta waves, hard at work, trying to relate to his or her outside world to be in relationship with mommy and daddy. Is this clear? You cannot, under any circumstances, operate in beta waves without actively, like the workhorse, learn something. So children don't become conscious, like what we call conscious. Children don't make, how many of you know, and we've all seen it. This is human life, Jerome. We've all seen it. How many of you seen it to where, oh, that boy got his own personality now? How old was that? How old was that? Yeah, you saw it, because 50% of your personality you're born with. That's science. The other 50% you develop. That's also just science. 2 years old, you start seeing that personality. You can even see it earlier. But then when you go, yeah, that's just who Antonio is. Yeah, it's around 8, 9, 10 when they start acting like 8, 9, 10. When you realize you can't bend a tree. That's because at some point, every human being on this planet, even y'all, as individual as you want to be, Renee, as feminist as you want to be, Grayson, and you can't take nothing from nobody telling you that. I get it. But we all spend 8 years or so being programmed. beta. Beta is your programming wave. It's your problem solving wave. I got you down. Hold on real quick. So listen. The only reason you're conscious, Adonia, is because you spent 8 years getting programmed. You're conscious of your programming. So as you get older, you keep reprogramming yourself, and then eventually you never even update your software, your programming. You never update your programming. Never. Okay, go ahead, Deanna.
Okay, so there is this brainwave sequence that I listen to at night. It's crazy you're talking about this, because like since maybe Thursday, maybe I've been listening to it. Now I shared it in the chat, but it's the gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta sequences. So in listening to this, does this like help like cleanse it, or help you reprogram that? Is that what this does? I'm curious because, you know,
How do you feel when you wake up?
I feel the same.
Okay, I just want to know, see if that made a difference. I had no, I don't know. I'm waiting for the answer too.
Did we lose her?
Oh, no, we didn't lose.
No, my dad called. I'm coming.
So that's what I'm curious about, because, and it's because I listen to, like, I don't like.
Rewind. I heard 75%, and he called. I was trying to tell him he was on the call.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like since maybe last Thursday or so, I can't remember if it was last Thursday, last Wednesday, or even if it was like Saturday. No, it wasn't. It's like maybe last Wednesday or Thursday. I shared it in the chat. I've been listening to the pure brain wave sequence, which is exactly what you're talking about: gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta, in my sleep. So in listening to something like this, does it help you in the reprogramming aspect? And then, because I only like listening to the binaural beat. I only like listening. I don't like the stuff with the music in it. The music.
You even got your son listen to it. You listen to it all the time. It does. It does. But simple. Let me break it down simply for you. It helps your brain tap into the wave in which you desire, because this body is a self-healing body, period. Now, once you're open in that state, and then it depends on what you're listening to, or what wave you listen to. I'll just pick one so I can be accurate and not do any assumptions. Let's say you're picking like a healing frequency. All right, let's do that. That would be pretty popular. That particular frequency would be vibrating, just depend on, hold on, let me look up the actual. So you would have, yeah, let's share my note. I got this old notes. So this is, so me and Deanna listen to this stuff, so we got links ourselves, but the healing frequencies would be right here, 14, 17, 417, 528, somewhere around that range. Okay, so let me go back to my note now, where I was. Okay, back in my to-do notes. So your brain would be able to tap into that energy to let the mud release, so you can be more susceptible to your body's natural healing frequency. Did that help you?
Very much so, thank you.
Because you're not vibrating at that frequency. You're vibrating at the fact that the water bill is due. Come on, help me, somebody. I'm behind on my money. Mm-hmm. Oh, my sister got gout. and I need to hurry up and make this amount of money, or I'm never going to retire from my job. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about now. I'm never going to get, as you say, you different, never going to get the tree press off the ground. Rhino leg is still has an error. And none of these frequencies, worries, are healing frequencies. So as you listen to these, you're if you only remember, whatever you pay attention to is the only thing that exists. So when you listen to a healing frequency and you find that your brain, gamma, and all these other waves just die down and focus on just that one, then yes, it is absolutely helping you. The problem with thinking this is working, because it is working, is you're not admitting to yourself that's not your dominant frequency, though. Because once you cut that YouTube video off, you go back to being Grace.
Okay, I just clicked on it just to see, you know, what it was like. Every hour, it goes, the order that you gave me the waves in, it goes in that order every hour. It starts from gamma, then the next hour goes into beta, next hour is alpha, next hour theta, next hour is delta.
Oh, I sent you those links before? I
So Deanna put it in the chat.
Okay, good.
The link.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna. It is. We need to have a serious discussion on this. We really do. If you want, you can just type your stuff in artificial intelligence and get an explanation. Explain this to me in 5-year-old English. 5-year-old language. You can do that. I'll save you from that right now. I need to go back because y'all are so stubborn. That's a frequency. And you think, like literally, if I asked all of you privately, if I was to sit up here, like, yeah, you behave so differently corporately, and you behave so differently privately. That's a problem in itself. It's a problem in itself. Now we're not talking about, Jerome, controlling people's perception. That's not what we're talking about. If you behave differently in private and behave differently in public, but you're the same you at all times, all y'all are claiming that's not what you're doing. That's just 4-day lost power. That's just smart. That's controlling perception. Nothing wrong with that. But if work you, home you, outside you, don't even dress the same, this don't apply to you. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Oh, we've been talking now. Hold on, Renee. If how you look at home and how you look at one of your clients are not the same, then you can't say you're the same person. No, you're not. You can't. Because whether you want to admit it or not, that vibration is coming from your subconscious. And whether you want to admit it or not, Grace, your subconscious is manifesting itself on the outside. So if Adonia dresses a certain way at work and dresses a certain way at home, am I saying Adonia need to have on heels? No. But if I'm saying Adonia keeps on her gown, don't wear no bra, walk around barefoot, and get all dressed up at work, Adonia is not the same person at work or at home. Which means Adonia has 2 different vibrations, which now we have to do a little dilly-dallying to see if this is okay. If she does this consistently, maybe we have a problem. If she does it consistently, maybe we don't have a problem. So what's the deciding factor? The deciding factor is Adonia doing like, okay, I just need people to see me this way because it's work, but at home I'm this, and that's fine. That's totally fine. If you're doing it because there's a professional life and a personal life, fine. But monitor how you eat, how you dress, because you're going to try to tell me, oh yeah, well, that's just a facade that I do. That's fine. But if you are lower vibration at your own house, but give your job all that effort, all that dressing, then you, sir, you, ma'am, are someone that is suffering from the real you is at your job. That's why you can't work your dreams, because the real you shows up at your job. And then there's another real you that shows up at your home, exhausted from being that avatar at your job. So what is the real you? The fake you put out your job. You spend all this time being the real you, which is fake. That's why when you're home, you don't do nothing for yourself.
Antonio,
Yes, ma'am.
this came to light during the pandemic.
Whoa,
Across
you are so
the world,
right.
the world. And yeah, so, and people decided, I don't want to go back there and be this and that. People changed careers, people became entrepreneurs,
Right.
wrote books, and then some people just crawled in a hole and couldn't do anything. They didn't take advantage of the opportunity that was put in front of them.
Wow.
They, now there's a lot of mental issues.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That was really good. I didn't even think about that. Wouldn't even got there at all about that was really good. The pandemic was vital to reconciling this. The pandemic was vital to reconciling this. Grace, let's think about this. And let's use Antonio as an example. I dress up, I dress down. Let me tell you about me. When I'm programming, I'm in basketball shorts and some shirt. Depending on how intense my workout was, Susan, that shirt is going to be. So I didn't work out this morning. I'm working out this afternoon. So this particular shirt is what yeah.
Sticky.
Exactly.
Smelly.
Yeah. This shirt is way too heavy after a workout. Let me just tell you, even though it's a t-shirt, it's tight. It shows like the muscles and stuff. It's too heavy. Anybody got time for that? Because I'm working out so intense. Air is too heavy. You hear me? Air is too heavy. Just so we clear. But Grace down there tell you, I'll put on my slides and some church socks. I ain't lying to you.
He ain't got no church socks.
I got them on right now.
You got church socks. I never saw your church socks.
Dress socks, not church socks. Dress socks. Yeah, not church socks. Dress socks. Yeah, dress socks. I put on my house shoes, my dress socks, my little basketball shorts, and a shirt. I will go to the White House in it. I will go to Walmart in it, and I hate Walmart. But Antonio, we got to do something. Just give me that jacket. And I will put on this jacket with these shorts and these slides and walk around. Am I lying, y'all? Am I lying?
No, not at all.
You're not lying.
Not. Then if I got on a suit, I would be on the beach with a suit. I would be absolutely inappropriate on the beach with a suit because that's what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing today. Like, this is what I'm doing. It's because every area of my life gets real me. Period. I'm not telling you I'm real. I'm telling you I'm real me. Because there's other reasons, but I'll give you just the one that's relevant for this conversation. I'm sticking with my subconscious. I don't have any childhood trauma. I don't have any unnamed trauma. And I don't have any undealt with trauma. And since I don't have any undealt with trauma, I always get to live in self-actualization. When you have trauma, unresolved trauma, blah, blah, blah. You get it? Okay. So you're going to tell me how conscious you are. And I'm going to say you are conscious. But you are conscious of your programming. Here's the deal. And I know you're not going to like this, but it's as gentle as possible. Renee, how you react to things is not you. It is whatever programming is within you. And most of y'all are genuinely the thoughts, ideas, and reactions of the people who raised you and the situations that hurt you. Some pause right there. Well, I don't worry about my parents no more. Yeah, but those situations that hurt you still run you, don't they, Grace?
You ain't gotta call me out like that.
Them situations that hurt you, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to do this. And they're supposed to be there because they're sitting in your beta waves, just sitting there, Jerome, just sitting there. All in your delta, just sitting there, low vibration, subconscious. You got to get rid of it. So your solutions are simple. Put on any of these frequencies that you want to, but you have to retrain your subconscious. In Pathbender, we're going to go over that, I think, if not this week or next week or something like that. It's retraining your subconscious, then Urantia, then Law of One. That's the order, and in order for what we're getting ready to do. You're conscious. All of you are conscious. But I have to ask you, honestly, Deanna, you talking first. Are you conscious of your thoughts? Or do you still act like everybody else that had a part in raising you? I'm going to give examples. And listen, don't just think parents. That's not what I'm asking you. Because most of you wasn't raised by your parents. I mean, yes, I was. No, Disney Channel raised you. Church raised you. You know what I'm talking about. Most of y'all life lessons did not come from your parents. They ain't your only teachers. You watch some shows. The Cosbys raised you. I'm trying to get to my older folk. Yeah, I'm trying to get to my older folk. You understand? You know, trying to go backwards a little bit. My three dads. No, my three sons. That's what it was. Yeah. Raised you. Mork and Mindy. I'm trying to go way back. You know, the Fonz, Happy Days. Raised
the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone. The humor consultant would be raised by the Twilight Zone. That's accurate. What'd you say to W?
I know every single one of them. So you just made me old. Like really, like, and I was in all the songs. So those are like
Patty Duke.
Okay, whatever. You can stop now.
What you know about Patty Duke, man?
Patty Duke. Well, we had Nick and Knight. Remember, Nick and Knight used to run out of reruns and stuff.
That's
so
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
TV Land.
TV Land. I love Lucy. Lord have mercy.
Ooh, Knight Rider. Wow.
Yeah, Knight Rider. Yeah, I want a kid. Yeah,
yes.
I want to be a kid. Yeah, for sure. All right. So we get this, but here's how you know who you really are. When you take away your practice behaviors, I want you to monitor your reactions. Look at your triggers and look at your reactions. And that's who you really are. Because I'm going to give you a great example. So write this all down for me, Grace. Triggers, reactions, double standards. Triggers, reactions, double standards. Triggers, reactions, double standards. These are where you really are. Because a double standard is an opinion. No, it's not an opinion, Grace. It's stronger than that. It is a worldview until you don't like it. You'll see. I'll break it down. A trigger is exactly what, I mean, Deanna's a professional on triggers. It just is what it is. She's going to talk about that. And then reactions. Reactions are exactly what you think they are. Remember, your trigger causes a reaction. And before you say, but that ain't how I react. All right, I'll give you my classic example. If I slap you, Renee, you ain't gonna have time to respond with them practice behaviors. Your reaction is gonna pop out. You understand? If I just haul off and slap you, okay, you hear me? You hear Sandra? If I just haul off and slap you, Now, when I start bleeding, that's Sandra's reaction. You understand? When she get that
He's not
box
finished
cutter.
with me yet. He's not finished.
Okay, then. She get that box cutter. You understand? That box cutter and start stabbing me with it. That's her reaction. You understand?
So what's the trigger?
A trigger. So I didn't define a trigger. A trigger is some unresolved issue that the best way to call it is auto suggestion, to be honest with you, but I'll break it down even more.
Okay.
But most people don't know auto suggestion to me. An unresolved issue that, and I'll use trigger again, that triggers an emotional response. And from that emotional response, you then have a reaction. That's a trigger. A boy slapped me in school and I didn't do anything. That doesn't mean that you didn't want to. Now, I'm not saying you're not. I got to talk to everybody else. How many of you know I'm talking about? You go, like I'm pretty sure don't you, because she's so nice. As soon as somebody walk away, she think about all the ways she should have cussed them out. You know what? I should have. And it bothers you all day, don't it?
Yep.
Even at night, it bothers you. You see. So that means that your actual reaction was self-deprecation, not to stand up for yourself. But see, you'll hide not standing up for yourself and call that maturity. Well, I did the right thing, but you didn't want to do the right thing. So if you didn't want to do the right thing, but you did the right thing, God, all sacred text says that's not good. All of them.
And the crazy thing is, Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why I didn't hit him back is I heard my mom say to me, Renee, if you get into a fight, I'm gonna whoop you.
So
I told her that. And then she said, and then she felt bad. And she said, Renee, you get into a fight again, you better hit him back.
But well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's actually a point I'm really pushing. We are our mother's responses, our pastor's responses. And then you say, well, not me. Okay, then. But you're the fear and consequences and judgment responses. You got judged once. And now that stops you in your behavior today. All right, so let me break these down. Down one at a time, you coming in. You hear me? We're going with double standards. And let me know, I'm going to let y'all know right now, all my double standards are going to be out of line and emotionally charged. Because why would I bring up an easy double standard, Adonia? This is TV. This is TV. We got to get these ratings. Double standard number one. Adonia is out with her. Yes.
I'm sorry, sir. Before you start, do you want me to write these doubles, everything that you're about to say down?
Won't you just pay attention, because you finna have a whole lot of fun.
Okay.
You finna have a whole lot of fun. You hear me? You finna have a whole lot of fun. Double standard number one. Adonia and her boo thing. He 32, y'all. Ripped up chest. Got his stuff together. You understand? Good hygiene.
You've already lost your mind. You already lost your mind.
You say you too young. Okay, I can't deal with nobody like that. I need to 5 years over or under, Antonio. I can't go that young. I understand. So her play toy, you understand? Her play toy. Whoever her boo thing is, Adonia calls him and say, "Get home, baby. I'm with my boys. Get home right now, because I got something for you." And she's not talking about food. Well, it is food, but it ain't the food that, you understand. Y'all grown. It's the golden triangle. You understand? You understand. She calls him, say, "Get home right now. I'm with my boys." His boys like, "Get home right now, because I'm ready." He come home. And all the Donya friends go, "That's it, girl. You got a good man. That's it. That's right. Train them while young.
Uh-oh, I
That's
know where this
it.
is going. I know where
You
this
know
is
I'm
going.
going. You know I'm going. That's a good man. Train them. That's it, girl. Run your house. That's it. He's a good man. Good man. Flip it. Adonia out. Look at it. I already got it.
He controlling. What is it?
I'm on the wrong channel. I'm gonna disconnect.
See, Grace, I ain't even had to finish it. Huh? You out with the girls. Get home right now. I'm ready. It's a problem. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Where they go. Ooh-wee. Okay. That double standard is a worldview that you like until you don't. That's programming from somebody else. Deanna, please give us some thoughts. And don't act like you don't agree with that either. Don't you act like.
Well, no, before, before, I would have definitely been like, oh, you got me all the way messed up. No, because I had somebody who used to do that. I had somebody who used to call, it was the other way around. This is what's going on. Come home. But I couldn't do that.
Okay. So, but get ready to finish, but that is a trigger. And give me the definition I gave you for trigger, Grace.
A trigger
Unresolved.
is an unresolved issue that triggers an emotional response.
See?
Exactly. So
okay, keep going.
What that did was, for me, what that did was, okay, well, if you can do it, I can do it too. So if you out and I call you, bring your ass home.
So y'all hear that? So now we are violent in our emotional reaction now.
Yes, we are. Because you think you run me. No, this a 50-50 situation, sir.
So now the relationship has been 50-50 now. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going.
And then
it wasn't 50-50 at first though.
No,
it's 50-50 now.
It's 50-50. So you run stuff. You want to run stuff, but I provide all the income. Oh, this is a 50-50 situation now. It ain't finna be no come home. I come home when I want to come home. Because when I called you and told you to come home, you stayed your butt out.
Now it's vengeful violence.
Because you got me all the way messed up.
And here's the deal.
We gonna
everything
do this.
She's saying, everybody like, you
50,
right, girl, shit.
50.
That's it. See, we don't disagree with her. We don't disagree with her.
If we doing this, we gonna be 50-50. So I'ma expect the same that you expect from me. If you expect me to come home when you call me, I'm expect you to come home when I call you.
And if I don't do that, what happens?
Don't expect me to come home when you call me.
Okay, then. So, civil disobedience now. Okay.
This is a 50-50.
But here's the deal.
This is an equal opportunity relationship since you done decided.
Fair enough. Should relationships be equal opportunity? That's a good question, ain't it? That's a good word. That's a good question. No. I ain't asking if they are.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? Let's ask if they are. Is a healthy relationship equal opportunity?
So a healthy relationship is you provide and I provide, but we provide in our strengths. That's a healthy relationship. But if you come at me like you run stuff,
oh Lord,
we got a different problem. Because
I'm sure Melissa agrees with you.
I am freely submitting to you. But when you come at me like, no, I run this, and you ain't been running it, and you don't run it, we got a problem.
So I can run it if I prove I can run it.
No. If you coming at me,
so let's do with coming at me. Let's do with the coming at me.
I'll give you a perfect example.
What's coming at me?
We are in
you got some emotional. Y'all hear that emotion on that? Because that meant something else. I don't know what coming at you meant. It meant something else. Go ahead.
We're in a relationship. I'm the financial provider, but I don't treat you like that because you're the head of the household. I submit to you. We ain't got no problems. I don't have no issues with you. I freely submit to you. But when you start coming at me like I'm not doing nothing and you run this because you're trying to prove a point to people that you were the pants in this household, then we got a problem.
Pause. As long as you know something real quick, that I could never say that, and a man could never say that. I know you 100% smart right now, and you agree, and all y'all agree. But a man can't even say he's a financial provider. Let's just start there. Everything you said, I can't even get away with. Plus, as a man who is the financial provider, I still need to let you wear the pants. So just no. Let's just pause real quick. Okay. Just commentary. You get ready to pick up. Let's pause. I need you to get that you hit 1, 2, and 3 triggers, reactions, and double standards. Like, and yo, like just now, just now, because if you think about it, Adonia is looking for someone to whatever. I don't know what that whatever is. So let's say I come in, I provide for her. I better not say I am. Come on, don't fool me now, ladies. Don't do that to me now. Don't do that to me. I better not act like I am. Deanna didn't say she's acting like she is, but here's the deal. And if you can't have a say or an opinion, Adonia loves to say this, I get to say something. I get to have an opinion. If you can't do that, I'm not allowed to punish you the way you are allowed to punish me. I'm not allowed to give up rewards or withhold rewards the way you just said. So just long as we know, keep going, because that's why I'd say we're going to use you. Long as we know you hit triggers, reactions, and double standards that quick. When I just said, let's explain, come at me. I just thank God she ain't talking about me. You hear me?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. Okay. There's a difference between you coming at me and me submitting to you. If you are the dominant in the relationship, like you and and if you are the alpha male, and you're the alpha in the relationship, whether I bring home the money or not, I will submit to you. But if you come at me like I don't do nothing, you wear the pants, you run this, and I'm just supposed to do whatever the hell you say. I'm supposed to, this is what I mean. The first one I said, and then the second one is you come at me like, woman, shut up, don't speak, just be seen. We got a problem. That's when I say when you come at me.
No, I get it. I'm only showing that all your reactions ain't got nothing to do with you. Somebody taught you that. That's all I'm doing. That's the conversation. That's the conversation. I'm not proving you wrong. I'm going to do this to everybody who talks, that these are not your reactions, Adonia. That's all I'm just trying to say. Remember this. The point of this conversation is these are not your reactions. These are someone else's reactions. They're not yours. That's how we got here. Is that okay? Remember I said that, okay? That's how we got here. Deanna didn't teach herself that, but hold on, I need to say something though. That Deanna said, in fact, say it again. If you come at me, say it again, Deanna. I want you to say it again. Okay. Just, you got to remember, just express yourself again. You're going to say it again.
Regardless of if I'm the income producer or not.
And bring up submission too.
If you are the alpha male, you are the alpha in this relationship, I will happily submit to you. But when you come at me, like woman be seen and not heard, shut up and sit down, we got a problem.
Okay, stop right there. That's why I want you brought it back up again. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. All right. A man's not allowed to do that. Because, and I'm not defending men, I'm trying to tell y'all, just hear me well, we don't have our own opinions. Let me show you. You know why I could never say that, Deanna? Let's rewind it. We're going to flip it now. It makes much more sense when you flip it. Renee. And I'm going to just throw alpha out of it. It doesn't, like, because a healthy relationship doesn't need an alpha. I'm going to just throw it out of it. Just people, 2 people or 3 people or 4 people, depending on your relationship. You know what I'm saying? You know, do you, boo, do you. Renee, you and Prophet, no, let me use me and you. Okay. Me and you, we together. That way, because I'm about to say something bad and I don't want to do it. Oh, you or Prophet Jerry. Okay, I don't want to, okay, yeah, that's why I'm saying let me do me. Me and you together. And you do something, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I say, wait a minute, don't tell me what to do, Renee. Wait a minute. You are the woman. And whatever. It doesn't matter whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whether you're submissive, alpha, it doesn't matter. Just don't tell me what to do, because I'm voluntarily submitting to you. So don't tell me what to do. Uh-oh. And don't express yourself. I know that got a W right there. That's got a W. That part got a W. No, listen. This is what Deanna's saying by accident. You know why we can't say this as a man? There's a double standard out there called happy wife, happy life. And it's been bred into y'all and to men since we was sucking on pacifiers.
I just said that the other day.
It's such a toxic thing to say. It's a super toxic thing to say is happy wife, happy life. I get the idea, but if one person in a relationship is happy, it determines the rest of the life of the relationship. That is very toxic, except for you don't hear it as toxic until I flip it and say, if the provider is happy, then the home is happy. Then it's a problem. Let me tell you what that's like. Happy wife, happy life is equivalent to this here. Adonia, I'm Adonia's dad, like real dad, like real dad. Okay. Real dad. Oh, no. Real brother. I'm her real brother. And I'm toxic to Adonia. Y'all hear me? I molested her as a kid. Drugs. I steal from her every chance I get. And I'm gay too. So every boyfriend she have, I sleep with them. Like, I'm just all that stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? Like all that. But whatever you can think of, toxic. This is what we do as a household that we need to get rid of. It's always siblings and aunts and stuff. Well, that's still your brother, don't you? Come on now, help me somebody. Don't fool me now.
Yep.
Don't fool me now.
Right.
Yep.
Don't fool me now. That's still your brother.
Or I didn't raise you that way.
Okay, these are toxic statements because they're toxic statements that come with toxic behavior because, yes, I'm still Adonia's brother, but I'm bad for her. So don't tell, no matter, I don't care about your coaching. I don't care about your coaching. Don't tell Adonia I'm still her brother. You're invalidating all the 40 years of abuse I've given to her. Okay, bring it back to happy wife, happy life. Don't tell me happy wife, happy life, because you're taking 40 something years. Like, we know this to be true, whether you like it or not, that a man in common society, I didn't say to Susan, I didn't say to Renee, I said to common society or collective consciousness. Is this okay? Mm-hmm. We're not blaming you. Has no value until he is subtracting from himself. So when you say happy wife, happy life, you're saying until you lose man, you ain't even a husband. Man has no value until he subtracts from himself. No value. If I'm not paying the bills, if I'm not doing this, if I'm not doing my part, whatever my part is, what happens is I'm not a man. Men don't have value until they take from what they've earned and give it away. Here's another double standard. You ready? Grace, this was on you now. Deanna, you commentary. I just watched Mary J. Blige. In fairness, Mary J. Blige wasn't saying this, but she was saying this. So in fairness, she wasn't. But I just watched her. She pays alimony to her husband. Like millions of dollars a month or something like that. It's crazy. And she was just on stage. You can look it up yourself, telling women, get your prenup. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's dumb. She said it's dumb. I swear to God, it's just happened.
Wow.
It's floating around social media right now. It just happened.
But if you were to say that.
Forget if I was to say it, all of a sudden it's a complaint when that is the standard, that a man must lose half until it's time for the woman to lose half. Now, I'm not talking about gender. Get that out your head. Yeah, you finna do the commentary now. I'm not talking about gender. Just try to stay in my argument. And my argument is, them ain't our thoughts. Them not our thoughts. Taking away half is some judicial system thoughts that somebody agreed with. Not giving half is some reaction to that judicial argument. They ain't ours, Adonia. They're not our thoughts. Okay. Deanna, you first, Grace, you second, but Grace, you comment on it, but she got some commentary. Go ahead.
Okay. So the commentary on that for me is, if you had it, and this is for any gender, if you had it before they got there, you should protect it. Antonio, if you would have asked me to sign a prenup, I would have signed it. Because you had all of that before I got here. It's only fair you protect what you built.
That's actually been a good steward of your money. Nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I understand what you're saying, because it's gonna be a whole lot of girl, and now they finna start asking these men to sign prenups.
And they should. See, they should. They should.
But
that's their right to.
Behind it. But the reasoning
there
behind
you go. There you go.
It's the reasoning behind it.
There you go. Yeah, it's not our thoughts. It's not our thoughts. It's somebody else's thoughts that we've taken as our own. That's my only argument here.
Okay. So like what I was saying in the beginning, if I'm the one bringing in the money.
Why does that make you any different though? That's what I was trying to stress. Why does that make you special? It
doesn't make me special. It's me. I'm saying, hey, you are the provider of this household. Right now, I'm helping. I'm a helpmate. But the moment you start being like, no, I run this shit.
So it's special, but it's not special, but it's conditional. And that's what I'm saying. As a man, we can't put conditions on stuff. That makes us less than a man. Only the woman. That's a double standard. You don't have to like what I'm saying, because I'm not saying this is what Adonia says. I'm saying that even what I'm saying is just objectively looking at other people's opinions. Women are supposed to have conditions. You were brought that way. Chastity belt. Hold it. Don't sleep around. Make sure if you're in a house, you have worth. Like, come on, y'all. This is not old news. Only women can put conditions in relationships. I'll give you another standard, another double standard. One that a man has to pay thousands of dollars in order to finally be number one on this woman's list of dating. But as a man, I can't put conditions, Grace. I'm not doing that. Now, Antonio absolutely does that because I don't give a damn about what y'all think. No, but I'm not allowed to say, okay, then, Adonia. Now, in this case, me and Adonia job on the same thing. Me and Adonia don't need none of that. So we're not talking about it. That's why I'm using her as an example. You understand? I'm using her as an example because Adonia don't need thousands of dollars because you can't pay for Adonia. Come on, Adonia, help me out here to make sure I got the right person. I got the right example out here. You can't impress.
Truth is all I gotta say. Truth. If you can't pay, you can't buy me. I'm not for sale. Thank you.
All right, Jen. Okay, then. See, just so we clear, I got the right one. You found the right one today. You understand? I got the right one. All right. So that's why I'm using me and her as an example. But it is something inappropriate about me saying, nope, I'm not spending no money. We just gonna get to know each other. It is something inappropriate about that. I'm not telling you that's what you think, Renee.
Did you say inappropriate or
appropriate? It is something inappropriate. If I don't wine and dine you as a woman, that is inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
Grace, we feminists, so we don't get that part. Because I'm a 50-50 person. You pay for a date, I pay for a date.
But I still have to show attention.
Right.
And attention showing to 21st century people is doing things that cost money.
Right. But wait, but you say what you said. You said, I'm not going to spend any money right now. We're going to do, say what you said.
How much you think 3 dates cost? How much
like,
you think 3 months of dating costs? No. How much do you think 3 months of dating costs? It's a lot of money.
It is. I don't have a number, but what I was saying,
it's $70 a meal.
I didn't have what you just said. I didn't have a problem with it. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go.
That's why I say I'm not saying about the individual. We're talking about collective consciousness, common society. Common society is if I want chef, here's another one, common society. This is just common society. I'm not telling you this is right. I'm telling you that even if you don't think this way, Grace, or Adonia, you thought this way and had to reject it, or someone tried to put it in you and you released it. Either way, this was taught to us before we were conscious. Here's a big difference. Yeah, she said $2,400 is absolutely 3 months a day. That's a fact. That's a fact. You're a mortgage. You're a mortgage. Dating you is a whole mortgage. Let me show y'all. This is.
But Antonio, you know how offensive that is? I'm not a product. I'm not
I get it.
So I know that's not your intention, but that's how dating I must feel for men. But it's your exactly money is not going to buy me. You keep your money in your pocket because I have mine and I don't need yours. Now, if you want to be kind, that's a different conversation. But I'm not chattel. So are you kidding?
Dating absolutely does feel like that for men. Y'all rarely turn it around because we're paying for sex. We're paying for companionship, whether you want to admit that or not. There's not a man on here that's going to say anything different. It is what it is. I'm not telling you that it's right or wrong. I'm telling you, these ain't our thoughts. Me, Jerome, and Phil did not walk out our mother's womb and go, you know what? We're going to pay to get women's attention. That's not what we did. We was raised, you do this. Don't no woman want no broke man. Come on now. Don't no woman want nobody that can't wash no dishes.
That can't cook. Don't no man want a woman that can't clean.
Don't no woman want no man that can't provide. There's things that y'all were taught that are inappropriate. For a woman to stand around, smell good, look pretty, and wait to be picked amongst thousands of other women, that pisses me off so much, but that's what women are taught. Women are taught, be good, be holy, have no fun until a man decides if you're worthy of him picking, but by then, he already slept with everybody he wanted to sleep with. You were afterthought. Now, Adonia, we got to agree with that at least. That's what y'all taught. It's inappropriate. It's completely inappropriate. smell good, be good, look good, bleed, but don't smell like you're on your period. How is that possible? No. I literally went to, sometimes I like to go to comments just to remind myself how asleep we are as a collective. There was a lady showing her toes and her hands on a nail page, which is appropriate because how can you see nails without seeing hands or toes? It was a set, and it was Tweety Bird. I should have saved the damn thing, but she had hair on her toes. And if I tell you that this thing is viral because this lady had hair on her toe, what the hell is she supposed to do? So you mean to tell me she has flawless hands, flawless feet, there's nothing wrong with it, but she has hair on her toes. And if I would tell you, Adonia, how many men and women, but mostly men, was saying you need to wax those wax. So we live in a society now to where a woman has to wax her toes too. That seems a bit excessive to me because that's natural body hair. I'm not telling you that this hair was out of line. I'm telling you, every man commenting, wax your toe. Like, can you imagine making that appointment? Yeah, I'm coming here for toe waxing.
I ain't never heard of toe wax.
Oh, Antonio, it's so much
It's a
so
double
where
standard.
now when you go into when you go to get your nails and stuff done, if they are like waxing your eyebrows or something like that, and not even then, but like they will offer, if they see that your eyebrows are jacked up or they see that you have a little stash, they'll ask you, would you like to get your upper lip waxed, or would you like to get your eyebrows waxed? And it's like, no, I just came for my nails today. Oh, okay. Well, we can do that for you. It's only going to be $5, but I didn't ask for that.
So let's go back to Adonia. I'm not cattle. No, you're not. But that don't mean we're not treating you like one. Because here's the deal. Adonia got to have the heels, got to have the shoes, got to have this, got to have that. And the dude complaining about it don't even work out. Got a fat stomach, don't eat well. Don't fool me now. Come on, Adonia. Don't fool me now. The people judging you are flabby and out of shape.
Yeah, but I don't gotta have it. I want it. And because I want and I'm in a position to have it, I will provide it for myself. Now, if you want to buy me a pair of shoes, I probably won't argue with you.
No,
that's not a requirement.
No, you won't argue at all. No, you're not arguing about those shoes. You ain't arguing about those shoes. No, not even close. No, and you're right. And I'm with that argument. That standard of Susan needs to do this, and that is literally partly responsible for the gender wealth gap. Because that same standard is, why is it that men don't stay home and take care of the kids? There's nothing scientific that says the woman had to stay home and take care of the kids. Not in the 21st century. We got breast pumps now.
Listen, I love game shows.
They didn't want to deal with that.
I love game shows. And I was watching Let's Make a Deal. I think it was Friday. And it was a guy that came on. And it was a black guy, muscular, cute guy. And Wayne Brady always asks the person who comes up, hey, he says their name because they got a name tag on. Where are you from? What do you do? He said, my name is such and such. I'm from whatever place he said he's from. And I'm a stay-at-home, a wonderful stay-at-home dad to 4 beautiful kids. And he named them all. And everybody, was clapping and cheering. And I was like, but to your point, I was like, you don't hear that a lot.
No, you don't hear that. No, you don't hear that. Just like you don't hear men saying Happy Mother's Day to me. But the reverse happens. You understand?
It happened. Oh, it happened yesterday. I was like, oh my God.
Of course it did. Of course it did. And that's fine.
I'm sorry, Antonio. No, that is not fine.
No, it's not fine. No, it's not fine.
That is not fine.
It's not fine.
I am feminist to the fullest. Trust and believe. I'm a firm believer in if you can do it, I can do it too. But I am not a father. I will not wish myself happy Father's Day.
Well, see, that's the deal. That's kind of the double standard. Just because you take care of a child yourself doesn't make you a father, or if I take care of a child myself, it doesn't make me a mother. It just makes me a father taking care of a child myself. I don't start being a mother. To be honest with you, the only real thing I see when people wear single parent as a badge of honor, which is like a thing, and I'm not saying there's something wrong, but just letting you know, when I see that, the only thing I object, because this is me being a scientific free thinker, all I see is you're suscepting this child to childhood trauma. Like literally, we would have a far less childhood trauma if adults raising kids would get rid of theirs. Yeah, I feel like that made sense.
That made complete sense.
We spend 20 to 35 years old releasing the trauma our parents put on us that we don't even know was there. We don't even know we got their childhood trauma that created us childhood trauma until we start getting relationships in our 20s. We don't even know it. So now it's 35. That's why most millionaires don't become millionaires until they're 40. Now we're 35, rebuilding our lives because our parents stayed in toxic marriages too long just for the kids. That's childhood trauma. Or grew up in a single household or whatever, right? But that's the beautiful thing about Ascension. We're all here to learn something in our own unique way. And none of this wrong. We're just talking simply about this idea of you can see who you really are based off your double standards. You really can. You really can. If you look, because what is a double standard? It's a worldview. And the moment that worldview changes and you have a problem with it now, you're not actually having your thoughts. Because if I really don't want to do this. Somebody asked me a question about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. As you know, they're going viral right now because she got on TV talking about the 50-50 relationship. She do everything 50-50 with her husband. And they're both wealthy, obviously, but she refused. And I'ma just have to let you know. Gabrielle's reasoning, I feel 100%. Let me tell you what happened. They got together. Dwayne Wade got mad. He said, "This is my house. This is my house. You don't do." And then she looked up and said, "That's the last time you're gonna be able to tell me that." And it's been 50-50 ever since. So he could never say that again. So they moved out those houses and bought their own house, another house, 50-50. Do I agree with Gabrielle Union? You damn right I do. You understand? I agree. And if you're a feminist and you don't agree, you ain't no damn feminist. You understand?
Oh, no, I agree.
Okay, all right then. I agree.
I agree.
Okay, all right then.
Look what you're not gonna do.
All right then. There you go. So now that we're all in full agreement, I agree. God dog it. But they asked me if I agree with this whole 50-50 first, and I had two answers. For one, I don't have opinions of other people's relationships. Go figure. What a novel concept that I have no opinion upon this relationship. And then I said, but scientifically, since you're looking for an answer, there's some trauma somewhere that one or both are reacting to, and they found peace with that trauma. I prefer just to release the trauma instead of finding peace with trauma. See, there I go again.
No, that makes.
I don't want to make peace with poverty, Jerome. I don't want to adjust to my molestation.
That is not my friend.
Poverty is not her friend. I don't want to adjust to being molested. I just want to hear the word molestation or see it in a movie and not have an emotional reaction. How about that? There's a concept. I want the voice in me louder than the voice of my trauma.
That one. That one right there.
Yeah, I don't want to make peace with things bothering me. But making peace with things bothering me is the first step. Until Adonia talks to the little kid in her that got messed up, making that peace is never going to let her release, because it ain't Adonia who has to release that. It's Adonia's subconscious who has to release that. But you can't release something without making peace with the fact that you're going to release it. Because as I said earlier, when we were wrapping up, as I said earlier, Renee, and this conversation is too short for this topic. We need 16 weeks on this one topic with no breaks. And see you all next time. On the board is Susan is next talking. We need 16 weeks of this one subject for sure. Like I said earlier in the conversation, Renee, we all got that, damn, I should have cussed Jerome ass out. And we think about all the ways we should have. And then we start going next time, and we all done it. We've all done it. I would tell you this, the nicer you are out loud, the more chaotic you are inside.
Facts.
And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's a thing. Yin and yang, opposite reaction and whatever. You have to have both, because we are everything good in this world and we are everything bad in this world. The people who have jacked up harvests are the people who don't want to admit you're everything bad in this world. You know how boring your sex life is when you are that good and perfect? You are a very selfish lover, by the way. Extremely. You cannot be a good lover without total submission and a bad side. It's impossible. I said I was going to pick nothing but emotional topics. I did say this. I did. I'm not being inappropriate. I did say out loud that's what I was going to do.
I keep saying, no, I'm gonna be quiet.
It's true. It's the truth. But everything in its proper balance. Because if all you have is a good sex life, you probably got it with too many people, or you probably ain't got a good relationship. You understand? You have to be able to account for the wickedness in you and the good in you. I'll end you with, you know what? Nope. Hold on. I think Jordan Peterson talked about this too. I'm gonna look it up real quick. We'll look it up together. I think Jordan Peterson talked about this as well. Let's see. Jordan Peterson, you don't want a perfect relationship. Yeah, I think this is it. 3 years ago.
Antonio, while you're looking that up, I'll give a little preview for tonight.
Yes, please.
Tonight, we're still in the politics of love, and we'll be covering history is on our side. Then money in service to love. Love and wealthy inequality, because these are short chapters. And then the new chapter is American Youth, Equal Rights for Angels.
Okay, I'm gonna like that. Okie dokie. I'm gonna play this clip, give some short commentary on it, and we are done. Grace, listen to this brilliance.
We know there's empirical data on that with regards to intimate relationships, because there was a nice study done a while back showing that looking at the ratio of positive to negative emotional experiences that were most predictive of long-term relationship success. And the answer was, now obviously it depends on how you would measure an event and how you would measure positive and negative emotion. But that aside, the finding was something like, if you're in a relationship and you only have 5 positive interactions to 1 negative interaction, then the relationship will end. It's too negative. But if you have more than 11 positive interactions to one negative interaction, then it also ends. And you think, well, that's pretty bloody peculiar. Why in the world would that be? Don't you want like 100 to 1 positive to negative interactions? And the answer to that is, what makes you think that you want a relationship so that you can be happy? Or at least happy moment to moment? Why do you think that? It's certainly not the case. You know that too, because I bet you there's not a person in this room who hasn't rejected someone because they were too nice to them. Something like that. Person's no challenge. It's something like that. You want someone who, you know, you can get along with them, but now and then they bite you and you think, oh, that's interesting. You know, I didn't really expect that. And then you go and puzzle over it for a while and you torture yourself about it. And that's one of the things that keeps you really linked into the relationship. And the reason for that is that part of the reason that you want the relationship isn't so that you're happy right now. It's so that you can live a high quality life across multiple decades. And so you're looking for someone that you have to contend with, who's going to push you beyond what you already are, and who's going to judge you harshly often for your limitations. Now that'll make you angry and all of that, you know, and resentful, and maybe you'll take your revenge and all of that, but you don't want someone who thinks you're perfect in your current form, partly because why would you want to go out with someone that deluded? So
all right, so I'm gonna stop there real quick. Phil, do me a favor. You have this great quote about if somebody agree all the time, something. Yeah.
If two people agree all the time, one isn't needed or one's lying. If two people disagree all the time, they're both not needed.
Yeah, I get it. So let's break down Jordan Peterson real quick. It's just brilliant. If you're one of those perfect people, you're so jacked up all the time because you're not even in a relationship with yourself. Perfect. I never do anything wrong. You know, sex is bad, but I got 5 kids. You know, that kind of person, you know what I'm saying? You know, that kind of person that you're always right. And because that's your facade. And you see this a lot with you see this a lot with people with titles in a religious organization. Yes. You see this a lot with titles and I said a religious organization. I didn't say the church. I said a religious organization. You see this a lot because they have this persona to upkeep. So all of their gamma waves and all of their waves, their mental waves, are energy is spent on their persona. So as that motivational video said earlier that I played earlier, so they become a professional success, but their private life, they're a personal failure. So you end up having this personal success while you are just professional success while you are a private failure. So you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to do that. And nor do we want perfection. As much as Adonia is Adonia, again, I hit the nail on the head. Someone like Adonia and Grace and Susan and Deanna and Melissa, especially Melissa is the worst of all y'all that I'm categorizing right now, and Chef J. And damn, every last woman here is a a dominant feminist. Every last one of y'all. Good job. Okay, good job. Look at it. Fists up. There you go. That's right. Girl power. That's what I'm talking about. Good job. I'm saying it nicely because I believe in y'all. Every last one of y'all. Melissa's the worst of y'all though. You either need a mate, male or female, doesn't matter, that is going to allow you to do that, or one that's going to tell you, get the fuck out of here, whatever. Is you done? You hungry? One or the other. It's one or the other. Go ahead, Deanna. She can't wait to say something.
Okay, my brother knows me. And my brother and I, we don't sugarcoat anything with each other. We're pretty much blunt with each other.
You made it, don't you turn our camera on. Go ahead.
And my brother has met Antonio. my brother is crazy about Antonio. And one time my brother and I was having a conversation and he looked at me, he said, I like my brother-in-law. He called him brother-in-law. He said, I like my brother-in-law. He said, because you finally met somebody that challenges you. Like, again, my brother has met the guys that I've dated. And my brother also knows that I have ran over every guy that I've ever dated. But he knows Antonio will not let me do that. And he said, you finally met your challenge.
It ain't gonna happen, good.
And he loves Antonio for it. He really does. Because
I'm unmuted.
Because Antonio is that person. He gonna let me push buttons, but when I start pushing too many, he gonna be like, all right, what we're not gonna do that.
I ignore her 99% of the time.
He does. He really does. He really does. And it make me sit. I have conversations in my head. I'll be like, okay, just chill out. You good. But what he's saying about the alpha, woman.
One or the other.
Feminist. Yeah. No, my brother called it out before I did. My brother told me before I realized it that he challenged, like he don't let me run over him. Because the moment I run over you, I'm done with you. It's like, oh shoot, you ain't got
that's
no fun.
That's the downside. That's the downside. But I wouldn't go bring that up. I wasn't going to bring it up because I didn't want to make it a y'all made a bad decision being who you are conversation. No. You are just fine. I'm just saying you need one or the other. You need someone that vibrates completely at that frequency and let you do what you want, or also vibrates completely at that frequency on the opposite end that be like, I don't care what you do. That's fine. That's fine. I'm happy you did it. Ain't you done? You want to eat now? Here's some shoes. You know what I'm saying? That's not me buying Adonia. That's me, what she says, letting her express herself without judgment. If I can't be a safe place for Adonia when she having her Adonian moments, then she needs to find somebody else. Because it comes down to this. I don't try to, now, Deanna tries to run me every day. Hold on, let me unmute your damn mic.
I've gotten better, okay?
Say it again.
I've gotten better.
You've gotten better? How much better would you say?
I've gotten a lot better.
Give me a percentage.
I've gotten like 75% better.
He's silent. He was too silent. He was silent a little bit too long.
I was not solid.
I have gotten better.
I asked a question I wasn't ready to respond to, Grace. That's what that was. I did it on camera, but I couldn't hide. That's what happened.
I am less in my masculine energy and more in my feminine energy. I've gotten 70.
Okay, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna address the masculine energy just so people understand, and I want to address Theta way 75% better. Is she better? Yes. What has really happened, y'all, is I just stopped requiring her to be better. It has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with me. When I start saying, you know what? It don't matter. That's when, look at her. That's when she got better. She got better, Adonia, because I see her as flawless. She ain't got no better. She ain't changed nam a bit. Not a nam bit.
A little nam bit.
You ain't changed at all. My opinion of her changed. That's a key lesson there. If you want to get along with Grace, your opinion of Grace must change. There's a word there. So it doesn't matter what you do, because it doesn't bother me. Okay. As far as masculine energy goes, this is what I had to break down to her one day, and she caught it. Because she said, well, my daddy said, don't fight her. What you say your daddy say? You know, I ain't giving a
my dad taught me, if you gonna hit a man like a man, get prepared to get hit back like you a man.
Okay. I actually think that's solid advice. I don't think it's fair we live in a world where he had to tell his daughter that. But I do think that's solid advice. Okay, that's no different than that's solid advice.
Stand by that.
That's solid advice.
I'm not gonna come at a man like I'm a man.
No, it's the same thing telling me if I'm gonna hit a woman, be prepared to go to jail. Like it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same. It's just a real conversation. That's all. It's not. I'm not telling you receive that, because in gender, I'm just saying he's saying accept the consequences of your actions. That's all, and I respect that. I had to tell her this one day, Adonia, and maybe y'all need to hear this, maybe you don't. I don't know. I was like, look, I don't mind you and your masculine energy. Do your thing. I don't even mind your masculine energy coming at me. Do your thing. But when I'm saying something and you out masculine me, I have a problem with this, because it's intentional. It's not the energy that bothers me. It's the intention that you're saying, shut the fuck up. I have a problem with that. That ain't a man here gonna disagree with that. I don't mind. Do your thing. Do you. But silently telling me, shut the F up, loudly telling me, shut the F up, I had a problem with this. I had a problem with this, and I say it, and I quote, and I mean this, and I don't care what y'all think. I'm at war all damn day. I'm at war with these white folk. That's why I told her this here, because I'm talking to a Black woman, right? No, so Philly, go ahead, Deanna.
I don't need to come home and be at war with my wife.
That's what I said. I'm at war with these white folk. I'm at war with these programs. I'm at war with America. I told her, I say, and this is what I said. I'm telling you, because I was talking to a Black woman. I said, look, I know you understand what it's like to be a Black man in America. No different than I understand what it's like to be a Black woman in the hospital. It's a dangerous place for a Black woman. It really is. It is. Ain't no sense in me taking that away from Adonia's struggle. It's a dangerous place to be at. It's a dangerous place to be at, because all the experiments that have been done on, from hospitals. So I get it. But I need you to know, as a Black man, I'm at war all day. All day. And if I got to come home and be at war, we got a problem. And for whatever reason, she got that. We ain't had a problem since. This is years ago. She got that. So I don't care if you and your masculine energy, don't bother me one bit. Does Adonia need to protect herself? She's been protecting herself. That's what she taught herself. It works out for her. How dare I tell Deanna not being her masculine energy when she's been rewarded for it? So I can't tell you stop doing what rewards you. What I can tell you is you went too goddamn far. There you go, Grace. I did it for you. She put that in the in a private chat right there at that one part. It's not me saying don't express yourself. It's me saying when I express myself, don't tell me shut the fuck up. I sent Grace and Deanna a clip that a lot of this was gender clips. A lot of women want men to express themselves until they do. And the moment we do is wrong. So in a relationship of any kind, if you can't handle someone emotionally, intelligently, kindly, with a proper tone, explaining what you've done to them, you are the problem. And most relationships work that way. Why? Because Antonio don't want to hear Adonia tell him about himself. All Adonia is doing is telling Antonio this wasn't right. But what I got to do, since I'm a narcissist, I got to flip it around on her. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, Adonia. See, there you go, always again. And look, since I'm intelligent too, then I bring up the feminism. See, you're a feminist, and that's what you always do. You're always attacking men. And I'm so intelligent, I got to keep going. And that's why you've been single all this time. And I can keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going until she finally stopped. But I didn't win that argument. I taught her how not to express herself. I told you we need 16 weeks for this conversation. 16 weeks for this conversation. See, she tried to express herself. It doesn't matter if she yelled when she was doing it. She did the best she could with what she had in that moment. But since I won that argument, she lost. And all I did was teach her, this ain't no safe place for you to express yourself.
So is ignoring someone teaching them the same thing, that your reactions or your opinion or your voice doesn't matter here because it's not being recognized?
Depending on how you're charging, because you had an emotional charge on the word ignoring, I would ignore the hell out of all of y'all. It depends on how you're charging that word. If you're saying ignoring you the way you said it when you're expressing yourself, then that's wrong. That's invalidation of your emotions. When I say I would ignore you, and I ignore 99% of what Deanna's doing, I'm talking about all that other stuff that she don't even agree with. She just triggered. I'm ignoring her triggered conversations. I sit there, I'm listening, and I'm letting it go one ear and out the other. You know why? Because you can't love grace having a problem with grace. See, when you don't ignore Grace's flaws, you end up having a secret problem with Grace. And most of y'all walk around in relationship with secret problems. So what Sandra said, what I'm saying are two different things. I need to find a better way to say it, but they're two different things. Sandra was coming from a real place about real issues. Because the way she said it, that was the whole, did you hear the energy on hers? That was two totally different things, right? A real place, real exact thing. If I ignore you, I'm invalidating you. And that's death. That's emotional abuse, to invalidate somebody. That's emotional abuse. So Sandra, according to what you're saying, no, that's wrong, and it is abuse, period. And it's more abusive than physical abuse, because that ignoring will last for decades. A black eye will last for 10 days.
That's why I'm asking, because of so many people who have been through it, including myself and my children and grandchildren. So that's why I'm asking, because I know that this is a safe place for me.
No, that was a good. No,
it
was. Well, all you did was make me better, and I had to figure out another way to say I ignore the hell out of the other. I don't know how to figure it out. I'll figure it out as I get smarter. No, I don't know it yet. What I'm ignoring is those reactions and those triggers that are completely unworthy of me. Completely. It's unfair. It's completely unworthy. It's triggers. And she's out of line. She's not even looking at the full story. She done got triggered. And now she's saying what she want to see. And until y'all know what I'm talking about, she gonna hurt me until I hurt the way she thinks I deserve to hurt before I get my lesson. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Oh, y'all gonna act innocent today. I'm gonna hurt you till I feel better. Don't fool me now. Okay, thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate you. Don't fool me now. You know how he is. I'm ignoring that, because if I don't, then I get hurt. And if I get hurt, then I continue the cycle, or let her get it out. And then, you hungry? All right, well, my bad. I won't do it again. That's maturity. That's maturity. That's not fake. That is respecting harmony. That sees, oh, I just stopped talking to you. All right, see, that's she just stopped talking, which is that's that stonewall. You understand? She specializes in stonewall. Now, does Deanna still do this? No. I like to call it pressing pause. I just pause you so we can continue. I just pause you. All right, get it all out. Because I understand it's a cycle of abuse. When you understand the cycle of abuse, it's easy to understand which phase. And I will call Deanna out immediately. I'd be like, okay, wait a minute. You're building tension. Watch, I'll show y'all. I'll show y'all. I'm in your mic real quick, down. She didn't, see, Adelia, this is okay. She didn't know this. Y'all, she didn't know this. I got her down peg, Jerome. I shocked her one day. And I know I did. I said it before, but I saw her recently catch it this time, right? She caught it this time. She caught it this time. I say, I told you, hey, wait a minute. You woke up such and such. Remember? And you still went through the process and still had to blow up. Will you break it down to him, please?
So he said,
Y'all gotta hear this. Y'all gotta hear this.
I woke up in a certain kind of energy. And when I wake up in a certain kind of energy, I stay in this energy for like 5 or 6 days. And then by the 7th day, I'll blow up at him because I'm building tension throughout the week. I have secret problems, and then I blow up at him, and then I'm okay.
Yeah, okay, stop, pause. And then I'm okay. Y'all hear that? That's the cycle of abuse. Then I'm okay. If I don't ignore that, Felicia, then when she okay, I'm not okay. Are y'all getting it? Because did you hear she hit the nail on the head? I'm okay. Yeah, but you killed me. You embarrassed me in front of everybody. You embarrassed me in front of your dad. You embarrassed me. Like, you went off. You did this. Everybody heard it. The whole neighbors heard it. Blah, blah, blah. Don't act like I'm lying. Y'all know this to be true. So now you over it because you didn't got it out, only to see you was wrong. You forgive you, but now I'm all jacked up. Because for 7 days I've been walking around innocent, and then you killed me just because you caught this, right? So she finally realized, so she did it. It blew up. It was just, ugh. And I was, after that, I just want to nap. And then all that stuff. I said, fine. What you want me to do? Well, so 7, 8 hours later, she was like, thank you for putting up with me, motherfucker. This is, is this inaccurate? Is this inaccurate? Okay. All right. So now I got a choice. This just happened like 2 months ago. I got a choice. I can ignore that Adelia, or it's my time now. Y'all know how we are. Come on, Jerome. You know how we are. It's my time now. And then I bring it up, and I show you what you did. And now I got to show you how innocent I was. Don't fool me now. Don't fool me now. Come on now. We all human. That's what I'm talking about, ignoring Sandra. And so I did that. So the next time she woke up that way, it's always the same way. I see it. She got these little cycles. She pieced it together. You remember what you said like last week or something? She's like, ooh, I realized what I'm doing since I don't pour into myself. It was that conversation.
Yeah. So
tell them what you realize. And hold on, before you tell me to realize, I catch it. I see that it's this cycle. And she'll wake up in a certain way. It's not mean. It's just this sabotager version of her, but it doesn't look that way. It's I want to sleep longer, or it's these little small things that's individualized to her, and I notice it. So now I say, hey, come on, stop. You off all day. You off all day. Do I am I lying?
Yeah.
That's you off all day. Don't do this. And tell them why. Tell them why. She realized something. I didn't even realize it. Go ahead. Because
when you touch stuff, when you're in a certain energy, that energy goes into what you touch, and it vibrates to whoever it goes out to.
Oh, yeah, but don't tell them that. I'm sorry. Tell them what you realized.
Oh, I'm empty.
There it is.
Like I get to I'll go hard. And then about Friday, I'm like, okay, I'm tired. Like I'm exhausted. I don't want to be on meetings. I don't want to do nothing. It's because I'm empty. I don't pour into myself enough to stay full all the time.
There's a word there. You talking.
So like, and let us not have an event to physically go to, because after the event, I'm done. Like, I can't do anything else. I can't, I don't talk to nobody. I don't check nothing. I don't do nothing, because at this point I am completely empty. Like, the cup is dry, like it's bone dry, it's cracked. And when I realized that, I was like, I even asked him one time, I say, like, how do you stay full? Because I'm like, I am drained. Like, I am completely drained. And so what I start doing, and I was asking, there was one time that the cycle was about to start, and I don't know if he had picked up on, actually, no, this is the day. No, you actually didn't pick up on it this day. I literally had a conversation with myself, and I was like,
oh, you did tell me you had a conversation. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is when, because like Thursday, I told y'all, you have that conversation with yourself. Like, you ask yourself the questions, why am I feeling like this? Have that conversation with yourself, acknowledge the emotion. So I sat there one day and I was like, why am I so irritated? Like, I slept good. It's been a great week. Why do I feel like why do I feel like I just want to just flip over a table right now? And I sat there and I thought about it. I was like, oh, fool, because you empty. Duh. Like, you empty.
And you got 40 years of sabotaging, and you're addicted to that hormonally.
Right. So since you're empty, acknowledge the fact, okay, I'm empty. So now that I'm empty, let's move forward from there. You're empty. So do what you need to do that you know fills you up, so you don't start lashing out at people. Because Antonio isn't the only person I lash out at. You lash out at the people closest to you. The people closest to me is Antonio and my son.
I just ignore it
we all do that as far as lashing out. But for, you know what, I think, because, you know, it's an intense situation you guys are in, because, you know, you work together and you live together, you're married. We've been through all this that you're talking about. But not, my personality's not like your personality, but you know, we've been through these sort of things, and what you need to do is just, because you guys have such big goals and big things, and you've got big projects you're working on all the time, you need to kind of have an ebb and flow during the day. You know, you work some, then you relax a little bit, and then you work some, and you're right, instead of just going so hard and then you just crash, and then, you know, all H breaks out, right? So that's what happens. As far as your personality, you know, working on that, of course, is important, but I see the whole other side of you that's so wonderful. And you have so much, but just try to ebb and flow through the day, work, and then take a 15-minute break, have some tea, you know, do that. It's okay. You know, it's okay. It's okay to go outside and get some air and take a break and do that. It reminds me, back in 1973, I did a whole report in college on the whole theory of I'm okay, you're okay. I'm okay, you're not okay. You're okay, and I'm not okay. And then I'm not okay, and you're not okay. So there's the 4 things. So, you know, we're not all going to be okay at the same time.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
That's completely fair.
Now, I do have to give Antonio credit, because I actually do that, Miss Susan. Like, I break, I work, I break, I work, I break, I break, I work, I break, I break. And he completely knows I do that, and he allows me to do that. And I'm getting that flow together now, because my mindset used to be work, and then I burn myself out. and I lash out at him because I'm burnt out. Then it went to lazy, don't do nothing, and then nothing get done, and it fall back on him. All right, Miss Adonia, and it fall back on him, and that didn't work out. So now I'm finding the balance, and he knows, and he's like, sometimes he'll tell me, hey, just don't do nothing today. Today is your off day. Don't do nothing.
This is what I'm talking about, ignoring. Just so we're clear. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, ignoring. Just so
Well,
we're
maybe
clear.
she'll do nothing when she wants to do nothing. Maybe she feels better doing a little something so that it won't build up again.
Whatever she's doing has been highly effective, so I don't bother. She's been effective, work and play, so I don't bother. I don't know. I know one thing, Susan. I know I better not suggest it. I know that much. I know I better not come up with it. No, I know that much, Renee.
That's kind of the way it goes, and
yeah,
it's kind of because she sees you more as an authority, like the boss of an employee, as instead of partners.
Which
and
makes
if you
sense.
think of yourself as partners in your business and your personal life, it'll go smoother. Instead of she feeling like she's working for you, then she naturally, I mean, I'd feel that too,
Yeah.
And so
and you know
she's
it all too
thinking
well.
she would be if she was at a job somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you know it all. You've been doing it for 40 years.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we've had our times too.
yeah, you know it all too well. Now the good thing is this is all old news for down. Now, of course, this is one of those dying to the flesh daily things, though, right? You got to do this daily.
Oh, look. Okay, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Antonio used to talk about dying to the flesh daily. I'd be like, what are you talking about? Go to sleep. And what is he talking? No. Let me tell you something.
Daily.
Because I die daily. I do. Because in my head, I have conversations in my head, and I be like, no, kill that too. Go ahead, let that die. No, that don't serve you no more. Go let that die. Okay, I understand this. Like Thursday when I said I talk to that little person inside of me every day. I tell her, I say, I understand how you feel. I get it.
You're doing a good job because I don't notice it.
But what we not gonna do,
and I notice everything.
And I tell her, what we not gonna do is we're not gonna do this today. Okay, I understand. That's what we used to do. Let's not do it this time. Let's see how it turned out when we don't do it this time. How about we do that? Like I have these conversations and I die to my flesh daily, and it's to a point now where it's now become habit for me to have that conversation. Because I understand I've been doing it for so long, my natural reaction to things is to fly off, is to flip the hell out. Now I'm talking to myself and I'm responding. It forces me to pause. The power of pause is amazing. It forces me to pause. In order for me to have this conversation, I have to pause. And I have to say, okay, I understand. This is how you feel. But maybe, just maybe, we do it differently this time. Or maybe, just maybe, you wrong. And for me to have to say I'm wrong is a big thing for me. Because I ain't never wrong. I don't care what you say. I ain't never wrong. I'm always still right. I'm right all the time. So I stop and I say, okay, what if you're wrong? What if it's this? Like, let's have this conversation. This is how we normally react. How about
all y'all empaths ain't never wrong? Because y'all you get your words from God. Anyway, keep going. I had to poke fun at y'all.
And I have to have that conversation. And that has been me having that conversation, me admitting to myself, okay, you tripping this time. It ain't that big. It's not as grandiose as you making it out to be. Like, chill out. It's cool. Like, this is how we used to respond. How about we do something different this time? And every time I say, how about we do something different this time, I'm acknowledging the fact that I want to flip over table, but I'm not going to flip the table over this time because I don't want to go back and clean up the mess that flipping over the table made. because it was an unnecessary flip. And now you have the red wine carpet stains that you can't get out. Now you have the food stains that you can't get out. Now you have a chip on your favorite table because you flipped it over and it landed a certain way and you dented the corner. Like I don't, all that is unnecessary. Like you do more damage, and the damage that comes after that is worse than just having a conversation with yourself. So I just rather have the conversation with myself than have a temper tantrum. That's basically what it is, an adult temper tantrum. And honestly, I'm tired of the adult temper tantrums. I really am.
Well, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. No, you really are. You really are. You good. Go ahead, Prophet Jerry, then we close out. I'm hoping she's helping y'all. You understand? Because okay, Renee says she helping. Yeah.
Bishop.
Yeah, and y'all writing a book on relationships. So y'all got some of this in your book, I'm sure of it. Keep going.
Bishop, man, let me tell you, this right here has really helped me. I ain't say too much because I'm just sitting back listening and taking it all in because I'm learning something.
Yeah.
I got a lot of this teaching, or what's the word you use? You didn't say teaching. A lot of well, let me say what I'm gonna say, then you can help me. A lot of this, I'm the head and you do what I say.
Yeah, and double standards, all that stuff, and them societal. Yes.
Yeah. And that didn't work in the former marriage. So I knew not to bring it in this one.
It ain't gonna work in any one, brother.
I knew it not to work, period. But, because it's just the things that you hear in the upbringing, man, it'll destroy you if you're not careful.
It destroyed your parents.
Yes.
Remember, the people who taught you this don't have happy marriages or relationships, and they broke. Don't forget that part.
Yes, this is so powerful. Also, I have two things I have to do, and then I'm done. Speaking of getting a message from God,
let it loose. Yes, sir.
In this timing of process, I'm taking you higher.
Yes, sir.
When you come out of this cocoon, the butterfly you are, you will come out conquering the things I have before you. The new, excuse me, tongue tied here. I'm not speaking in tongues.
That's funny.
The new things I have before you, the new business opportunity will succeed. Call Brett. It's time for more real estate. Call Les Brown's daughter. There's a door there.
Very interesting.
With her that needs to be open. Miss Adonia, there is a healing process going on. I've heard you. Watch me move on your behalf for your humbleness and your character. I'm moving on your daughter. Those are the two messages I had to give today.
Thank you so much. I'm handling that. I was thinking about both the people you said too. I sure will. Will. All right, wrapping this up. Here's the deal. I'm gonna bring up me and Chef Jay. So me and Chef Jay are together. She working out on a treadmill while eating chicken dumplings or something. I have no idea. She's just making all this stuff up. If I'm not able to ignore her character flaws, then we're going to have a problem in the relationship. Because remember, there's no such thing as relationship problems. There are only character flaws that pop up in a relationship. But if you want to have a good relationship, don't see the character flaws. See Chef Jay as perfect as is. That's what I'm saying. I ignore that stuff, those triggers, those flaws, that stuff. And yeah, I don't know if she's gonna tell you that. I don't lash out. I don't do this. It has nothing to do with me being a good person. let me, Renee, hear me well. I am not a good person. If I lash out, you're gonna die. No, let me tell you what it is. First off, I'm clever. The last thing you want me to do is take all my intelligence and aim it at you, because I'm gonna cut you down. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna cut you down. First off, I'm too calm. That's a problem in itself. I just told you. Calm means psychotic. I told you that earlier. So while you doing your temper tantrum, I do this down all the time. I can cut down in half. She'd be going off and all this stuff, and I'd be sitting there quiet. What I'm really doing, if I wanted to be petty, is I'm just buying my opportunity to cut you down. My brain moving real good. You hear? It's moving real slow. I'm gonna say this, cut her. She's gonna do this. Yep, bam, bam. So you don't want someone with my skill sets, my wickedness, the ability to be able to do something and not feel bad. I can do something and not feel bad, Renee. I promise you, you can't out-mean me. Oh, goodness, I would do it so much. And then you'll be crying and I'll like it. And if you're honest with yourself, y'all been there. So somebody was crying and you was like, them tears ain't for me. They ain't for me. You know what I'm talking about. You don't, that's all right. You don't act like you're human. I'm wicked. I am Satan.
I've been there.
I am Satan. I know this. I'm gonna make you not want to live again. You hear me? So
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I ain't never said
wait a minute, Antonio.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Wait a minute.
I ain't never said up here.
What does that mean though? Because I know
it means
that I'm mean. I know that there are times that I know that I used to be the yellow tape collector. That when people saw me coming, that's
what that means is he's an asshole.
I am.
But what does that mean when it comes to the point of being responsible for your own rational thinking and your own ability?
That's a good question.
Not only think in a sense of taking care of things for yourself, but, or should I say, taking those vengeance out and leaving it to someone who is higher. How do you calm that?
I don't do
because
that.
There's something that goes in between there that has to be modified in order.
The Bible goes in between there. Jesus. If you're looking for an answer, in your belief, be angry, do not sin. 70 times 7 will I forgive thy brother. Be careful what you do unto the least of these.
I have to be there.
Whatever you do in heaven is done on earth.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Bible, grace. What should you do in between? The Lord. Ain't these the right answer, Jerome? Be slow to talk, quick to listen. It's a whole bunch
and for some of us, state and local laws.
There you go, right? It's a whole bunch of scriptures, Jerome, that go in between your heathenness and what come out your mouth. It's a whole bunch of scriptures that can go in between that. Sad is right. You're absolutely right. I don't lash out, not because I'm a good person. I'm a master of my own emotions. Period. There's nothing else about. I'm my own emotion. I'm a master of that. And then most importantly, since I am a master of my own emotions, I understand one thing, Renee, that you know what? God dog it. Here it is right here. You know what? Ooh! You know what? I saved this just for y'all, and sure enough, I almost forgot about it. This is why I do not say nothing. Oh my goodness. And I sent it to Grace, and she was like, you say this all the time. I was like, yeah, but he say it better. He say it much better than I ever had. I want y'all listen to this. Talking about free will.
Thoughts and your reactions. Free will means that every time you open your mouth, you are casting a spell. Words and your thoughts and your reactions are deciding where energy goes. So if I say, I really feel like life is really difficult for me, then that energy belongs to a spirit who's here to suppress. So that spirit will come and then support me in my free will by the words that I've said and start suppressing me and making whatever I say real. Because the purpose of creation is to be able to experience all levels of creation. That means that there is no good or bad, I prefer to say. It is based on how can we serve you. But then you say, I changed my mind, life isn't hard, life is getting better for me, and my ancestors are supporting me. Then the ancestors come in and they start supporting you. Then you say, I'm afraid of what I'm stepping into. Now a spirit of fear comes and starts supporting you. And that's why I always tell people, like, so you think free will means that you can go and buy an ice cream cone, or you can go and run down the street naked, or you can do whatever it is that you want to do? That's just your choice to do it. That's not free will. Free will means that whatever you do, spirit supports.
We would not usurp the free will of the human experience because every human has a soul.
This is why I don't lash out. Because if I do, how can we serve you? We have just served you. You ain't gonna, that you always mean to me, Grace. Say less. Now Grace is always mean to you. No problem. There is this, now this is where Urantia law of one and anything would understand. When you declare something with your mouth, you receive it. Oh, Grace, James chapter 4, if you don't mind. Because there's a Christian out there going, I don't believe in all that universe stuff. Yes, I am most certainly am, Prophet Jerry. Most certainly am. James chapter 4, if you don't mind, Grace. Just because I don't. You know how y'all like to do. What causes quarrels and what causes fights among you? Isn't that your passions are at war within you? You never knew this was in the Bible. Look at it, you're like, oh my God.
You just put it in there today. Keep going.
You desire and you do have. You desire and you do not have, so you murder. You covet and you cannot attain, so you fight and you quarrel. You do not have because you do not ask, King James. You have not because you ask not. See, we like to quote that. We don't like to read the beginning or come after it, Grace. You ask and you do not receive because you ask wrongly. You spend it on your passions. You adulterous people. Do you not know that friendship with this world is enmity? Friction is what that means with God. Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. Stop right there, Grace. In this particular case, this is a war against desires, not the world. The context of this scripture is not mastering your emotions. You never knew that there's a whole chapter in the Bible talking about mastering your emotions. What you say? The Grace is like, oh my God. That is in the Bible.
Did you just put that in there? You just
Rewind.
I just put it in the Bible today. Don't worry about it. It just got another date. It's in there.
And I am 53 years old.
I know.
And
I know.
Shut up.
I know.
Just get off of this. Just get off
I
this.
know. I know. I'm actually more accurately an Acharya. If you to answer your question, but yeah, we'll come back to that. Yes. Anyway, I'll be quiet. There's some stuff. He was asking if I'm a shaman. Of course I am. But there's a Hebrew word that's more accurate.
I didn't want to take it there because a lot of people wouldn't know what that is, and you dealing with Christians, and so that's why I did it privately.
No doubt. Anywho, Grace, we close now for it. That's in there, ain't it? So when we gonna serve you? That's James for fine. Your husband don't listen to you. Say less, Renee. Get more of your husband not listening to you. How can we serve you? How can we serve you? How can we serve you? So Deanna, do I have these lash out moments?
No.
Do I have these moments where I wake up and I'm not myself and I take you through some sort of cycle of abuse?
No.
Am I a good person?
No.
Thank you so much. And you know for sure I am not a good person. But I do good things. And I have that wickedness in check.
Yes.
But if I wanted to kill someone,
it's all
wouldn't
possible.
be much of an issue for me. It would not. It would not be. I never said I was good, because none of us are. I can tell you for sure at all times, Susan, is everything wrong with this planet, and also everything right with it. And those of you who won't admit that, your ministry is ineffective. Completely ineffective. Because if nothing's ever wrong with you, how can you help me? All right. Every word that come out your mouth, you know what? Every word that come out your mouth, Grace, you hear me? My last words is repeating this video again. After that, you say you can't play better, you can't dominate, Grace.
And your reactions are decided.
It's my last word. I'm gonna let him repeat it again.
That every time you open your mouth, you are casting a spell. Words and your thoughts and your reactions are deciding where energy goes. So if I say, I really feel like life is really difficult for me, then that energy belongs to a spirit who's here to suppress. So that spirit will come and then support me in my free will by the words that I've said and start suppressing me and making whatever I say real. Because the purpose of creation is to be able to experience all levels of creation. That means that there is no good or bad, as I prefer to say. It is based on how can we serve you. But then you say, I changed my mind, life isn't hard, life is getting better for me, and my ancestors are supporting me. Then the ancestors come in and they start supporting you. Then you say, I really am afraid of what I'm stepping into. Now a spirit of fear comes and starts supporting you. And that's why I always tell people, like, so you think free will means that you can go and buy an ice cream cone, or you can go and run down the street naked, or you can do whatever it is that you want to do? That's just your choice to do it. That's not free will. Free will means that whatever you do, spirit supports.
We would not usurp the free will of the human experience.
Grace.
Before we go,
Okay.
surprise, I was talking about earlier today.
Oh, I thought you did that. I forgot. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Yes,
Real quick.
yes. Go ahead.
I had some funds and I was able to go shopping a little bit. And
I
so,
even told Dan I was gonna let you do it.
if I didn't get if y'all don't show what you have, your product as of right now, I'm gonna get to you. Don't worry, okay? But first, I've been had this.
You gotta turn your thing off. Your
I
blur
gotta
off.
turn my blur off. Okay, so I've been had this, United States Hilarious by the one and only Antonio T. Smith Jr. Go and get that if you hadn't got that already. Okay. All right. And then I was able, she's not on today, but I was able to get The Power of P with Miss Tracy Armstrong. And then y'all know I had to get old Uncle Romy Rome, okay? Fixing the broken.
All right, look at it. Look at it.
Broken, but one. And last but not least, I got my girl, Papers that are fantastic. Again, it's a lot of y'all authors. I'm gonna get around to y'all, and I'm gonna be able to showcase y'all's book too when I get them. Okay.
I can assure you, Tree and Press has no problem with what you're doing, because I think every last one of them books was Tree and Press. I'm pretty sure they were.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yes,
Since
ma'am.
we're on subject of books and getting around to it, between the crews who are invested in that part of the company of Trent, has the book, my book, been implemented in that line of going out through
Sandra,
Trent?
it is coming.
The my book of poems, huh?
Coming. I'm still working on it.
Oh, okay. She says she's still working on it. As far as your master book with me, you already got the status of that. Yeah, so she's still working on it. I'm sure both of them. So you must got two books. Yours with me is getting published however you wanted to get published, and you're doing a good job too. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Good job. Yeah, you're gonna love yours. You're gonna love yours. All right,
Thank
y'all.
you
We
much.
held. Oh no, you're very welcome. We held you long enough. Thank you, Grace. For why don't you take a picture, individual picture of each one of them and tag those people so they can, so they can save it, and you give them express permission to put you on their stories and stuff and all that stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, let me say that Favors of the Fantastic again. You see that? That look good.
This one right here.
That's a gooder.
It's a gooder.
Let me put you on speaker view real quick. Look at that. You know what, boy?
Yes.
Turn it. Let me see. Turn. Won't you turn it and stuff? Look at you. And
Yeah, you see this?
tell you.
Now, if you open it up, those pictures with the spine, it all goes together.
Oh,
look at that. Look at that.
That was a Antonio T. Smith Jr. production right there.
I cannot confirm or deny. I cannot confirm or deny. Congratulations to all of you. And Human Consultants got some heat coming out soon, y'all.
Oh, and Deanna, your herbal books are going to be part of the AOW University class.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I'm not rewriting something you already wrote.
Okay, so all right, so it's going to be published, plus it's going to be one of your required books.
Yep.
Outstanding, because I can't wait. I'm looking forward to buy. I need to buy it, so you need to hurry and publish it.
Thank you. Oh, it's
I need to buy it. The herbal book?
Yeah.
The herbal book's out.
I don't know. It's out. Go on, send me the link. Send me the link. I've been waiting on that to come out. Yeah.
Now,
No, but send me since we done, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt you down. Since we done, I'm like, this is what this right now, I got to center some stuff, but this is with the Rhino Leg. This is on my local drive. This is the registration page, blah, 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 right? This is not on the internet, this is my local drive, but you see it's going to have a LinkedIn registration, like if you want to register with Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, all that stuff like that. So just know we cooking with hot grease. Go ahead, Deanna, you finna say something.
No, so I got curious. Every now and then I get curious and I'll Google me or Antonio. So I went on Amazon and I typed in my name as an author, and that's how I saw the Nature's Pharmacy book.
Good stuff. Well, send me the links.
It's in your line now.
Okay, send me all your links. Like, you're doing something when you can put your name in Chat GPT and it know everything. Grace, just go ahead, just share your screen real quick and ask for say, what are the teachings of Antonio T. Smith Jr.? Just go ahead and do that. You know you're doing bad. Bad in a good way. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, you just do 3. Just save yourself with them. What are the teachings of Antonio T. Smith Jr.? You know you're doing all right when that happened. Go ahead, Grace. Go ahead. Look at that. Look at that.
Come on, sir. Come on.
mindset, success
Okay,
principles,
sir.
entrepreneur,
I see
motorship.
you.
I just want to say that first you didn't even believe it didn't mean that I was told it didn't mean that
Look, there you go.
and now he going deeper since y'all got a deeper relationship. I'm just saying, Sandra Lucky just saying.
Mm-hmm. It's got way more than that in there too, Grace. You just, if you ask for comprehensive,
it does say it's worth noting that Antonio T. teachings may have evolved or expanded since my knowledge cut off.
but he's got way more than that in his database, though. You ain't
Okay.
gotta worry about that. Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that. That was just a particular prompt. That's it. That's how you know you're doing your thing, Renee. You understand? That's how you know you're doing your thing. All right, y'all. Let us all spread. Thank you. I believe we raised $25. You said for the inmates. Yeah. 25. Thank y'all so much. 25.
Yes, and it has been sent.
Okay, so the Walmart link doesn't have an image, but it said it's coming soon. And then there's an Amazon link right here. There we go. And she
Can I
designed
give
this.
my author's word of advice? Promote Barnes and Nobles or Walmart or Target because I want to get you on the New York bestseller list. Amazon's numbers, although great for selling your books, does not go to that.
There you go. Yeah, I heard it. You heard it there first. Heard it there first. All right, y'all. We had fun today. 460 pages. Look at you. I am looking forward to this book. I want this book immediately. I'm looking forward to this. Good job. Definitely looking forward to this. We need to promote that. It's a college book. Let's get you in some colleges. We have fun, y'all. Be on the lookout for all great things. We'll see y'all tonight at 5:30 for one of the greatest books I've heard in a long time, that's for sure. Yeah, they're doing a good job there. All right, y'all, then begin at 7 o'clock. You can't play better, you can dominate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Yeah, have a good one.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you more.
Love